Welcome everyone to another session of Half-Rate Heroes. Thank you very much for joining us today. Previously on our adventures, our heroes had successfully exited the Feywild, reconvened in the city of Silverymoon to kind of discuss the situation. There they met a couple citizens of the city that were quite proud and happy of our heroes for having saved their children, and a strange experimentalist wizard who has been studying the plains for a while. Apparently, there's a problem with the plains, and he can't quite tell what it is. Something's going wrong that's more wrong than planes usually are wrong, because sometimes usually going wrong, but it's now more wrong than usual. Exactly like that.
I'm lost.
Perfect. That's perfect. So, a couple things that the party have dealt with now is that they learned that a tall, grey-skinned man with moving tattoos placed the crystal shard in the Feywild. They have now learned last week that that same grey-skinned man with moving tattoos was inside the city of Silverymoon and had charmed an individual into trying to lure the party outside the walls of the city, where trolls could kill them. And trolls very nearly did do quite a good job on the party last week. So, with the threat of danger in mind, having this dangerous individual so close, what is the party going to do?
Well, we were trying to convince Mithrama to start a bunch of rumors that we were going to alternate locations, but over the week we may have reconsidered that, or at least I suggested an alternative plan. Is everyone on board with just letting him tell everyone we're going to the same place, or do we still want to tell them alternate places?
Well, I believe that through the week, cooler heads have come about. So
reason
I
will
like
prevail.
I like yours idea there that we need to head to Evelyn and have him have him say that we're going to a different place.
So that's exactly the opposite of what Carl has suggested. So what you told Mithrama, the High Marshal of Silvermoon, last week was that you could be going to Baldur's Gate, Luskan, Bryn Shander, or Candlekeep. Those are some of the cities that you told him to start spreading rumors to. What Carl is suggesting now is actually we flat out tell Mithrama we're going to Everland and go to Everland. That way, anyone that is trying to track you and confront you will be going where you're going. Otherwise, if you tell them a whole bunch of places and you go somewhere else, there's little to no chance you will get any information from the person that's now running to one of the other 4 locations, and you won't know which of the 4 locations they went to.
Yes, that is what I was suggesting.
The booze still be talking from last night, so yes, I agrees.
Okay,
So
so we'll retcon, or not retcon, we'll say, oh, Mithrama, I've had a change of heart. Let's, instead of telling everyone all these different things, let's just tell them we're going to Everland. We're going to recuperate for a little bit, but then we'll head straight off to Everland, hopefully lead our pursuers away from Silverymoon and into another confrontation with us. That way we get to perhaps meet whoever this villain is. But we'll stick around for a little bit just to heal our wounds and see if maybe we could get some more information from that god who is charmed.
okay. So when are you going to be leaving Silvermoon?
Well, I'd recommend not sticking around too long, so as to not give whoever this villain is enough time to raise more forces, so that he has to panic and pursue us right away. If we give him more time, he might get more trolls or skip ahead of us to Everland and raise a ruckus there. But if we push the issue, he might be forced to come out after us. That's what I'd reckon. What does everyone else have to say?
I could sorely use a nap, but I'm not going to hold the group back for it.
2 days sounds reasonable.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I was reading this tourist guide to Silvermoon. There's a lot of stuff to check out while we're here. We should stay for a while. Was that what you suggested, or?
Oh, I was suggesting leaving as soon as we got more information from that god who was charmed. But if there are things to do in Silvermoon that you'd like to do before we leave, by all means.
They say they have the world's biggest ball of yarn, and I'm not gonna not go see that.
Well, you're really playing. You're singing my
He's
song.
really stringing us along.
It's
Here we go. I hear they have the world's
It
biggest
has
pun
begun.
museum too.
No.
they're laser pointers.
We're a close-knit group.
Okay. So, I'm confused, says Methrama, the High Marshal of Silvermoon. I don't know anything about plum factories, but would you like me to start spreading rumors that you are heading to Everland soon? Or that is where you are going next?
I say the rumors do not exit ye mouth until we actually leave.
Right.
That's it. We don't know when we're leaving yet, though. So how about this? We'll stop by on our way out. Are you going to be here wherever we are at this moment?
You will easily be able to pass a message along to me. I can't guarantee that I will be available to meet with you at your whim. I am the High Marshal of the city. I have things to do.
Of course.
We could have Kale send one of those sending spells to him.
Absolutely. Yes, you'll get a message from me,
Oh, goody.
whether you want it or not. It's coming.
Well, okay.
In that case, he wants it.
Okay. All right. So, with that, the High Marshal, even though he tries to hold himself up and really put on airs of strength and nobility, is a little bit confused in the situation and doesn't hide it so well. Is there anything else you'd like to do with Methrama or the city of Silvermoon other than resting? You mentioned you wanted to go speak to that guard who had been injured. Charmed, rather.
Yeah.
Kale, were there other things in that brochure that you were interested in getting off your bucket list?
Yeah, I was going to ask the luminous being what's actually in that tourist guide to Silvermoon, and not what I just ad-libbed.
What's actually there is like the most prominent locations within Silvermoon is the Vault of Sages, which is known to, which you've been there. It's known to be a place of study and experimentation, and also in our version of Silvermoon, our world, a place that is known to hold and harbor certain dangerous magical items. So certain items may or may not be present at the Vault of Sages right now. There is the Map House, where you have the greatest collection of maps and accurate maps of the North. And then the other thing is the Conclave of Silvermoon, which is just a large college of learning. It's more like a group of houses that have been built next to one another that have been then turned into a college rather than a place designed for study and experimentation. This is strict learning.
So it's like a bunch of philosophers were just like neighbors, and they were just like, "We're a college. Start calling us a college."
It seems that way
Okay.
by the details of this.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, those all sound great to me. I'm sure they sound exciting to you guys as well. The House of Maps.
So exciting.
As long as I can take me mug with me to entertain myself.
Can we shop on the way?
Sure. I mean, I don't know that I need an escort. You guys can go shopping if you want.
Well, we shouldn't go alone just in case we get ambushed and the villain is still in town.
Aren't there guards? It's a big city with lots of guards, right?
Yeah, guards that get charmed.
Eh. You couldn't possibly charm all of them. That's ridiculous. All right, we'll all stay together, I guess. That's badger me into it.
Fair enough. So, what is the first port of call?
What did you guys want to shop for?
Clothes.
What kind of clothes?
Traveling clothes. Clothes to disguise ourselves on the road. I know that Nos is probably going to need another pair of clothes with our habits of getting in combat, and if he has more trolls, we should probably have more clothes.
Yeah, I'd be into finding some pants.
I'd be into you finding some pants also. That'd be great.
Well, I don't remember that being highlighted as one of the attractions for Silvery Moon. A tailor.
Nope.
Would you like to try and find a tailor?
Yes.
All right, roll an investigation check as you start looking around this place dedicated to the study of learning.
Ooh, and I have advantage on investigation.
Why do you have advantage on investigation checks?
Oh. Never mind, I don't.
Okay.
I thought it was a different skill. My bad. I got
No
a
worries.
17.
You got a 17. Okay. You do find a particular tailor's store that sells some very simple yet ornate-looking, very bright colors, but very thin fabric. Nothing heavy. We're up in the north. It needs to be a little bit lighter in this particular part of the city. The shop is... I want to do an alliteration right now, but I'm struggling to think of one. But it's... I can't think of one. My mind has gone
The
blank.
silky spindle.
Something like that. But a beautiful-looking young woman, half-elf, you can estimate. She has a few elven features, but not striking enough to be specifically just an elf. Long blonde hair. She is the one that's really selling all of the items of clothing. She's got a few people that she's dealing with, but the place is more or less empty, as it gives off this idea of luxury and elitism.
So she be only half ugly.
Oh snap, shots fired.
Right, this place looks like it'll be right up Nos's alley.
Totally. Kale, you should go talk to her. Nudge Kale and kind of...
Okay. What do you want to know?
Well, you're the best at bargaining and dealing with shopkeepers. Usually they're really scared when I come in. So maybe it'd be best if you speak with the cute half-elven lady over there.
Oh, no, believe me, Levkadia is way better than I am at it. He is
Oh, you.
so good at talking.
Oh. Go on.
Okay.
All right,
You
all
do
right,
it.
all right. You convinced me. You talked me into it.
See, it's easy.
I'll strut into the Feldervale's Fantastic Fashions.
Yeah, Feldervale's Fantastic Fashions. The as you step in, there is mage hand after mage hand being used mechanically to stitch and sew clothing right before your eyes. It's very delicate fabric, and she just kind of saunters through it towards you, arms out wide. Oh, hello, welcome to Feldervale's Fantastic Fashions. A suit, I'm assuming, top tail. You looking for a nice large robe, maybe? You're of the wizarding type. What can I do for you, my lordly lion, sir?
Are you Feldervale?
I am the one and only Feldervale.
I've heard
I'm
great
here to
things.
make sure you get the best costume outfit that you could possibly acquire.
I've heard great things about your wares. I am the seneschal of this group of brave adventurers who have returned from the Feywild and saved the children of Silverwood, and have just now defeated vicious trolls trying to besiege the walls. These brave heroes have lost some clothing items, and we've come here to replenish our stocks of clothes.
She looks behind you at the group. You can see her look just kind of drops as she stares at the state of Nos.
What?
Uh,
Say it.
This is brave Nos the Red, who decapitated one of the evil trolls who tried to destroy this city, and single-handedly destroyed the crystal that was laying waste to the Feywild that allowed us to rescue the children.
See, Allie, what did I tell you?
That seems like a lot more information than I need to know. I don't think I have anything in her style, I'm afraid. It doesn't... I don't think it'll work out. Thank you.
I might surprise you, actually. I'm looking for something that's a ornate military grade overshirt. Do you have anything like that? Base black, gold trim?
Roll a persuasion check.
Me or Nos?
Either one.
Well,
I'll...
Can I maybe give him aid in this by knowing exactly what I want?
You would go through the motions and do as you would normally be by helping him, but it seems like your help in this matter is having little to no effect on this particular woman.
below your cape. Do the thing.
Let it billow.
I know my fashion, ma'am, and I will make the cape billow.
What's the result?
27.
27, okay. Without advantage, right?
Right.
Okay. Sure, I can craft something of your size. She'll pull out a measuring tape and hand it to Lafcadio. If you wouldn't mind taking her maybe around the back and measuring her up. I don't want to scare the other clientele, you see. Maybe we can do this outside the store.
Are you afraid of me? You don't have to be afraid of me. I'm not.
No, don't worry.
See, I told you. She just went from half ugly to full ugly real quick.
I don't
Coming
know.
from a dwarf.
Nos, come on, let's have a look at your dimensions.
So you'll take this tape measure and you'll start marking off and measuring the dimensions as best you can. Have you ever done any sort of work with clothing previously?
Not a lick.
No. So.
But I'm practicing for my life after adventuring, perhaps.
Sounds good. All right. So, knowing what you know about measuring and getting sizes and whatnot, and how little you actually know, how much do you measure? I'm trying to think if you measure just what's basically necessary, or do you go over the top and measure everything to get every possible dimension necessary?
Well, I am wearing a very fine set of clothes myself, and I was fitted for it, so I'll do whatever that gent did for me. So, insane.
And you'll get.
Oh, okay.
You'll get all of the measurements and then come back. What are the rest of you doing while this is all happening?
Allie is going to kind of link arms or attempt to link arms with Wampum and kind of shop through the store, kind of browse what they have out and about. Maybe say hi to a few of the clients, if there are any there.
There are a couple clients in the store, but you'll notice that Feldervale is watching you intently.
Does she have any outfits lying about or any cloaks?
Got plenty of cloaks, plenty of clothing, all laid out or displayed upon wooden frames, mannequins, all ready to be used.
All right. Are any of these would they fit a wealthy merchant?
You can pretty much find most pieces of clothing in various different sizes. Okay. It's very loose-fitting clothing. It's very clear after just simply looking at this. The idea is you pick the outfit at its greatest size, and then you'll have it fitted down to you.
All right. I'm going to grab a simple, or I'm going to motion to her and point at a simple silken black kind of blouse dress thing and ask her how much.
Let me look through all of my stuff. Clothing. Right. And it's... For you, a simple, hey, X Calamity, it's just 40 gold. Now, just hand over the gold and it'll be nice and quick and simple.
I hand over the gold.
Great. She takes the gold, gives you the stuff, wraps it up very neatly, hands it to you. Now, if you would like it resized for you, you can do that. Maybe we do that after sundown once my other customers have left.
Of course. I would love to do that.
Great.
And I will take the package, nestle it in my backpack, and slump it back over my cloak, and head back and stand awkwardly by the door with everyone else.
Okay. So by this point... once you've been shopping, all of the measurements are back. She'll grab those measurements and she'll start sorting through clothing. All the while, her very behavior just seems very, very nervous around all of you. She seems to be a bit hurried, a little bit quick at the pace. She'll find... color? Do you care at all?
Yes.
About its color?
Dark colors, preferably black, with gold trim, ornate as you can make it, without any dangly bits, please.
No dangly bits.
Tassels are straight out.
Sure. And she'll get to work fitting a couple things, shifting it, and eventually, after about 10 minutes of working as quick as she can, she has a little coat for you. To your size. It's a little bit big. Military coat is what you asked for, right? Military
yes.
style. Yeah. So she has gone a little bit further than what you may have asked for in terms of its decoration.
Yeah.
It looks just black, but what she has within the very dark fabric. It is folded in such a way that at close examination there are patterns drawn into it of different flowers that are native to this sort of area.
That's fly as hells.
Yes.
I approve.
But from a distance, you can't see that kind of level of detail. She'll hand it to you. Just 50 gold.
Me girl, what about your pants?
Oh yeah, I need pants. What about the pants? He did measure me for pants. I remember that clearly.
Okay. All right. Okay. 2 minutes. Rushes out, gets more stuff, brings it back. Works really well. She's a great craftsman. The quality of stuff that she provides is actually very good, even though her customer service is terrible. But you will have a dark pair of pants. There you go. Anything else?
Yeah, how much for the entire set?
With the pants now included, it's just a simple 60 gold.
That's not bad for with pants. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that without argument. You've been very accommodating.
Thank you. She'll take the 60 gold, hand you the stuff, and try to politely shoo you out of her store.
Do you, if someone asks where I got this, would you like me to tell them? Or you might want to. We save a lot of people. We got kind of a pretty good reputation so far going on.
We're kind of a big deal.
Yes, but if you find yourself in a state similar to that in which you entered my store wearing my clothes, I'd prefer you not to put my name to it.
Sure, I understand.
So while the clothes are in the condition that I provide you, absolutely. But once you've done with it what I'm sure you'll do, at that point,
I'll
it's
try
not my
not to.
handiwork anymore.
These are some very fine clothes. I appreciate everything. Your civility especially.
Right. Okay. Farewell. Toodaloo.
Goodbye. See you later.
I still say she ugly.
I'm just over here imagining a situation in which Nas, for some reason, loses her pants again, and she's just like marching through a city, going like, "Gosh darn it! I have to go get new pants from Feldevale's fantastic fashion."
There's no other place I can require pants but that
Personal
place.
tailor.
Sponsored.
All right, so we head out. I think that could have gone better. I really don't know what I did wrong there, but it seemed like it took a turn for the worse at some point. It got away from me. I don't know what I did wrong.
Maybe you didn't comb your mane today.
Is that
No,
what
no,
it
no.
is?
No, Lefkadia, wasn't you. It's this going on that I got with the,
Nonsense. Kale, you have a mirror, right? Let me check myself out. Maybe I've lost a step.
Do I have a mirror?
Maybe she was intimidated
No one
about
else.
how.
I do. Sorry.
Ali probably has a mirror.
I
But
definitely. No, I have one. I need it to cast the sanctuary.
okay.
So yeah, I hold up my silver mirror.
Now I look damn good. I don't know what happened. Thanks, Kale.
I'm pretty sure it was a touch of racism there. Lefkadio, you are a very smooth talker, and I am a hobgoblin. I am aware of my situation. I understand that they put me in a broom closet back at the guard post there.
What did they ask you? I just had 2 guards stare at me for the entire hour.
Interesting.
Nerving.
They wanted to know about Wampum. They asked me about Wampum.
They asked me about Lefkadio.
Oh, they want to know about me.
They just want to know what you were like. They don't see Tabaxi very often. I think that they were generally suspicious of us. We're seeking to not be.
Well, if anyone wants to know, the products I use in my hair, totally natural, is...
You hunt them yourself?
No, it's from trees.
What is it? Sap?
Yeah.
Just
Different
okay.
scents.
You just rip the bark off and then just like rub the sappy end?
Now you gotta work it a little bit so it's less sticky. You gotta work it in like in a mortar and pestle.
Okay.
And then to the right consistency. That's the key, the consistency.
And this is weird that I've never noticed this, that you doing this before, given how long we've traveled together. But how often do you do that? Is it more than once a day? Or
It's weekly,
Weekly.
but I mean, a lion poops in the woods. You don't notice everything I do. Geez, Kale.
Well, I'd like to think of myself as an observant individual. But I suppose I've
Are
been
you
distracted.
really watching me when I'm doing my business?
I may or may not have once or twice, but
That is
that's not what we're discussing right now.
unnerving.
Not if you
So
don't
we
know
went
that.
where I wanted to go. Maybe we should go where Kale wants to go next, and then we'll go down the line. So, Kale, where would you like to go? The yarn?
No, that's
Vault
on my
of
list.
Sages. Let's go
We're
back to
just
the
there?
Vault of Sages. Yes, but
We
we
don't
didn't
really
really.
get there.
We were marched directly into the one gentleman's quarters, but there's so much more there. It's such a it's got its own 3-page section in this book on the tourist guide. So I think that there's a lot more to be seen there.
If you want me to go there, you're gonna have to buy me a bigger mug.
Maybe they have a magical one there.
Do they have travel mugs? Could we walk through the town with mugs?
I've been walking with mine.
Vault of Sages. Let's go.
Okay.
So heading over towards the Vault of Sages, this place, you've been to it previously. It's on the outside, it looks like a very straightforward building, just stone work, not really much decoration. But inside, everything looks like white marble in the kind of courtyard hallway that you're drawn into. Corridors break off the main entryway, and there are wizard guards posted at each of the corridors to stop unauthorized access down the paths. There are a few little groupings of individuals moving around inside here. There's no real desk per se that you could go to get to see what people have or anything, but there are plenty of people in there for you to talk to. All
Okay.
similarly human/elf or some hybrid in between.
All right.
Usually
I'd like to ask one of the guards, what do we need to do to get a tour? Do you do tours? Is that a thing?
We don't really do tours so much, sir. If you have reason to be within the vaults, you can be escorted to the locations in which you need to be in the vaults.
Well, I am a cleric with powers granted to me by a god of knowledge named Denier. And I am always seeking more knowledge, and I just want to check out all your stuff. I just want to look at it. I don't really need to take anything. I'm just very interested in history and artifacts and all sorts of stuff like that.
Follower of Denier. Roll a persuasion check.
You got it. That's pretty good. It's like 21.
And if you were to quantify your power, your divine power given by your divine deity, what sort of quantity would you associate with that?
Quantity. I'm not sure of your meaning. You're asking me how powerful I
Yes.
am?
Yes.
Gosh,
Can
that's...
Can I do a history check if I know any notable Denier priests that were famous?
You can do. Let me make this simple. On a scale of 1 to 20, how powerful are you in your service to Dania?
About a 9, I suppose.
Nah, you underestimate yourself there, Mr.
He's like a 12.
Easily.
Nah,
Easily double
I would
digits.
say, I would say he's a solid 15.
Solid teens, definitely.
Yeah, solid 15, I'd say.
Okay. Well, this can be rectified very easily. We can clarify this and get you assigned a position within here, if you wouldn't mind, just a modicum of testing.
Sure.
Wonderful, wonderful. He nods to the other guard that's next to him. He nods. He then guides you down a corridor. As you're moving down, the corridors appear to move and change. And at one point, there is a door to the left. Then it disappears. It's just a wall. And it gets a little bit dizzying as you don't actually ever turn, but the corridors just seem to always turn for you as you begin to make your way through this obviously magical vault. Eventually, the corridor ends at a big black wooden door. He waves a hand to it and it opens up. Looks like metal lined. Just a straight square room, probably about 15 foot tall, 20 foot wide, 20 foot long. Inside the room, there is just a chair, one simple wooden chair in the center, and he invites you to sit down while everyone else stands against a wall.
I take a seat.
Okay. If you would, just show us what you've got, really. What is the most powerful thing you can do?
Well,
You show him, Mr. Kale.
I'm a bit tapped on most powerful things I can do for the day. I released a guardsman from a charm spell earlier today, and that took up a bit. But do you have any large bodies of water in here somewhere, or could you conjure one up, perhaps?
Do you need water to do what you do?
No, but it's a spell that controls other water, but I suppose I could do something else.
We can summon water. Not through magic. I'll just ask someone to get some. So.
Well, it's a lot more impressive if the more water there is, the more impressive it becomes.
How much water do you need?
A lake?
Okay, this might get a bit of a problem in the small room. What can you do whilst confined within this room?
Oh.
What about the thing where you like pull answers out of nowhere?
I suppose I could do that.
Kale, mate, what number am I thinking of?
I read his thoughts with my channel divinity.
Okay. So that's great, but then the person doing the test doesn't know what Lafcardio's thoughts are to know whether or not you did that correctly.
Well, then I would say it out loud. But I guess, yeah, he wouldn't. There's no way to verify.
So you could do a similar sort of thing with the tester.
Okay.
As the idea that Lafcardio presents as what number am I thinking of, you could propose that same test to...
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Sure. Would that be sufficient, sir? You like that?
Just interested in seeing what you're capable of.
Sure.
All right.
Sure. So go ahead and think of anything. Just think of a number or a picture or whatever you want. The name.
Your most embarrassing memory.
Sure.
Okay. So as you use your channel divinity, you can then use detect thoughts to be able to see what he's thinking of. He has to roll a save, right?
A 17 wisdom save.
Okay. Right. So he failed the wisdom save.
Okay.
You immediately get his surface thoughts, and he's trying ever so hard to think of multiple things at once, trying to think of a number, 521, a name, Charles, and then trying ever so hard not to think about what was it that Ali asked?
The most embarrassing moment of his life.
He's trying very hard to suppress some thought about him embarrassing himself in front of a young lady when he was much younger. He fell flat on his face whilst chasing after her with some flowers, but he slipped in the mud and just ruined himself, and he ran away, and he was all scared.
I see three things. The number 521, the name Charles, and muddy flowers.
Fair play. 2 out of 3 isn't so bad. All right.
I suggest, real quickly, that you give the correct amount that I got right just now. Just say it out loud to everybody, please.
Okay, yes. He read all 3 correctly.
No
It
judgment.
is true. Okay. Very well. We appreciate your willingness to be tested in this here test environment. We have proven your capabilities, and as such, you are permitted access within the library up to what we would consider level 9 of the vault. Anything beyond that, we would need to see some progression from yourself before you could gain the lower levels, the more dangerous, I would say, levels. Not for any of, like, it's not that we don't trust you, it's there are some things down there that might kill you, and we would never know, and paperwork. So
We're good mates with Alveolda. Do you know what level he's permitted to progress into?
roll a persuasion check.
That will be 26.
I shouldn't share this, but if you are friends with Elviolder,
Oh, we go way back.
He is permitted access up to level 16.
What's his story?
That you'd have to speak to him about. I'm not too versed in his personality.
We probably need level 16 access for that information, Lafcadio. All right.
Great job, Kale. You showed him.
So because we're his friends, do we have access to that as well?
No.
If we're
not
with him?
without him? If you're with him, maybe, but not without him.
Okay.
So
Well,
if you would like to be escorted to the levels that you are capable of, we can provide you testing environments where you can perform such magics in safe experimental sections. Basically, what, mechanically speaking, we have right here is every spell that would be on your spell list, which I think for you, being a cleric of the near, actually includes some wizard spells, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So every spell is available there up to the level that you are capable of for you to practice and learn and get the required components for testing purposes to be able to practice them out. So if you wanted to...
Every spell?
Within reason. They don't have dead bodies for you to revivify. They don't have, within serious reason, but it's an opportunity for you to test and learn additional spells if you need to learn additional spells.
Well, that's weird.
As a cleric, you get them all just
Right.
straight up, right?
Yeah.
So as a result, it doesn't really help you so much. This is a wizard college. It's dedicated to, if you're a wizard and you want to learn a new spell, if it's of your spell level, you can come here and learn it.
Okay, so that's got my spell level. That was...
Yeah.
Gosh, I got all this wizard crap. I should have been a wizard.
Well, You practically are a wizard.
Sort of. Yeah. I can heal people though, but okay. I mean that doesn't. That sounds like it could be so up to my spell level, which would be 5th. Gosh.
Do they teach spells here?
It sounds
To
like
those
they do.
who are
Like-
adequate, yeah.
Yes.
Like cantrips?
No.
Oh.
You can't learn additional cantrips. Cantrips are innately learned by a person.
But I could just like go down there and test out spells.
Yeah. The purpose of this mechanically is if you happen to be a wizard who
Right.
must study and copy spells, this is a place for you to get every spell available for
Right.
your level.
Well, that's cool. But I mean, that's
Doesn't help you out much.
yeah. But I mean, so I came in here because it was mentioned in the guide that there's magic items somewhere. So with my level 9 access, it's like I want to find some level 9 magical items.
These are not magical items that you can take. These are magical items that have been placed in our care for experimentation and study purposes. They cannot
course.
be removed from the vault.
I'm just curious what you have. I'm not a thief.
Fair enough. Well, we do have a large collection of sentient items. That is usually our largest area of expertise. People get a little bit concerned about their sentient items, and they leave it here for our safekeeping.
Kale, can we meet some?
Can we? Is that a thing we can do?
Do you have reason to? We're not a toy store you can just play with.
Well, I would like to speak with one. It's very interesting. I hesitate to call them a creature, but it is a sort of living being, correct? A spirit imbued into an item for presumably eternity. I mean, that's extremely interesting, and I would like to speak with one if I could.
Okay, fair enough. Then I have a quick out-of-game question. Knowing what you know, Carl, would this be a likely place for the Ring of Winter to end up?
No.
Then it's not available. Okay, so of the sentient items that may be present, you do hear, they do mention that if you want to learn a little bit about these sentient items, we do have a sword that glows, named Dawnbringer. A sword that is particularly dangerous. We got this off the Harples a couple of years ago. It's called Black Razor. It's a very delicate thing. It hasn't eaten in a while, so it's in a bit of a bad mood. I wouldn't advise checking that item out. The last is a book named Vela, which has the capability of learning everything a person knows once they touch its binding. So I would be very careful about touching Vela.
Does it steal the knowledge, or is it just shared?
It just copies. Makes a duplicate. Perfect duplicate of every knowledge you have. Every single thing.
Oh, well, then I'd love to touch that.
To copy your knowledge.
Sure. Why wouldn't I?
If you're willing to have everything you know placed within the book.
Yeah, of course.
Do you have any embarrassing secrets, Kale?
Perhaps, but I mean, the whole point of me being in service to Daenerys is to gather knowledge and then, not just hoard it to myself. It needs to be shared with everybody.
Very well. Follow me. And he will guide you down to some lower levels where there is a single room with a pedestal and a book out on it. The
Do
book.
you got a
Yeah?
comfortable couch that a dwarf could use while you go?
You don't have to be here, Master Dwarf.
I'm here with my compadre, so. But if they want to go interview these special weapons, I'd just prefer a comfortable couch.
Yeah, so I'm not quite understanding. If you're here to support your friends, you'll come with them, or if you want to have a couch, you don't need to be with your friends. So you don't actually need to be here.
But the best thing is having a couch with your friends.
Yeah, could I have somebody carry it?
Yeah, do you have a sentient couch that
No.
moves of its own volition?
Well, surely you have somebody well versed in conjuration that could conjure a couch large enough for.
Yes, we
gentlemen.
could, but it's all right. Fine.
What about a sentient candlestick?
That's ridiculous. You're
Doesn't
talking.
happen.
You're talking about fantasy, Ellie.
Yeah. All right, a couch will be provided for you to relax on.
All right.
It is a big, comfortable couch, lots of pillows. Probably too many pillows. All right, so just on this pedestal is just a single book. Its leather binding is very clearly skin leather.
Skin?
Skin that has been tanned and stretched over the binding of this book.
Should we have a hand check of who went with Kale and who sat on the couch?
Ain't nobody sitting else on my couch.
Wampum's the only one on that couch.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yes. So, if you want to deposit your knowledge, you just simply need to place a hand upon the book.
Can I ask some questions about the book first, maybe?
Sure.
What did you say its name was again?
Vela.
Vela. F there. And who left it here?
A mage. For security reasons, I probably shouldn't mention his name. A goodly fellow, but he had too much to work to, and it appeared she became a bit of a detriment to his service.
Do you happen to know where the book came from? How did the book come into this wizard's possession?
Who made it?
Unfortunately, it was a necromantic design. You see, this book was once human, and through necromantic magics became what she is.
So the book is a she.
Yes.
So you're sure that this book isn't used toward evil ends?
The book has no agenda. The book cannot lie. The book cannot deceive.
What was the purpose the book was originally created for?
Storage, knowledge, and theft, to our understanding.
Theft.
Well, yes. Imagine yourself as the greatest sorcerer there is, and you're worried people might be wanting to undermine you. You simply have them place a hand upon the book, and you will know whether or not they're there to kill you. It's the perfect defense mechanism, honestly. Because either they're willing to put it on and you find out the secrets, or they're not willing to put it on, and you get rid of the people that aren't willing to give you their secrets.
Could you take out pages of the book and would they still work?
No. But that's like me saying, can I tear off your arm and your arm still work? The book is a person.
Dale, mate, why don't you just chat with the book? It's
I'm
sentient.
gonna just chat with the book. Yeah.
Yeah, can we talk to it without touching it?
No. Yes, you can, actually. But it has some very delicate contents within it, so we must screen your questions very seriously.
Can I ask how it feels about being a book?
It has no thoughts either way. Its entire humanity was stripped away.
Oh.
All right. So I can just walk up and touch it? Just put my hand on it? Or is
Yes,
there a
you can.
ritual?
You can
Okay.
just place your hand on it.
So first, Kale's going to take his book out, his Book of Denier, and he's just going to hand it to Lefcadio. Just hold on to this, please.
You got it, mate.
And then he'll go over and put his hand on the book.
Okay. Nothing seems to happen. You just got your hand on the book. It's a very warm book, strangely enough. Feels warm.
Hello?
It doesn't work that way. If you want to speak with it, you have to open the book and then it will write its responses.
Okay.
So you
open
up the book,
sure, yeah.
and it just kind of folds half open, and then you'll watch as "hello" is scribbled into the book.
Have you already assimilated all of my earthly knowledge?
Yes, and well, everything that's non-earthly.
And what do you think?
You have a lot of knowledge.
It's a good ego boost. What? So who created you?
That information was removed from me.
Really? So information can be removed from you. Do you know how?
Not so much that it was removed from me. It's just my record collections start once I was already the book. All of this scribbled out and responded. It's not actually a voice.
So everything about your supposedly human life, were you human before?
Yes.
So everything about your human life you have no recollection of?
True. Well, certain portions of my human memory was removed prior to becoming the book.
Why do you think that is?
Probably to protect the identity of the person that made me the book.
How long have you been here?
Define here.
In the vault.
What is the current year?
Shit, I don't know. What is it? 1490 something 5?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
She explains to you that without direct contact with skin, she is effectively inert, and as such is unaware of the passage of time.
Gosh.
But to her reckoning, according to the date that you give her, she's probably been in the vault for about 53 years.
3 years. And do you have any reckoning as to how old you are? Total.
My records catch a buzz. Yeah, cool. Sorry, my records go back by your reckoning to, I believe, 900 DR.
Okay, so about 500.
About 500 years, 600 years ago.
Okay. Gosh. And are you free to share information that you contain?
I must answer whatever question is proposed to me. If I have the information, I provide it.
Do you have any records of there ever being a rift open between the Shadowfell and the Feywild?
Yes.
Can I have more details on them?
Okay. The information that I provide is more theoretical.
Okay.
Mages previously experimented with portal crafting and the merger of planes. There were attempts a long time ago to reconnect the Shadowfell to the Feywild and the material plane, thereby reconnecting Abir Torel as it once was. The last time anyone attempted that, it created these tears and rifts between the two planes.
And do you know the name or the identity of the individual that attempted this last?
My records are not. Do not have that information, I'm afraid.
And how long ago did this happen?
The last attempt was approximately, I want to say, 300 years ago. I'm trying to remember all of the history notes. There's a lot. 300 years ago.
All right. And what happened the last time that this event occurred? I mean, was it put to an end by certain individuals or one individual, or what happened?
The three planes converged. Calamity broke out. Spell magic died for a time, and deities intervened to reconnect everything the way it was. But a large portion of the life on the material plane was lost.
Large portion? What do you mean by that? Just a ballpark estimate.
I don't have all I know is the information that was given to me, and that is that it was a large portion.
Large.
Cities were lost in the merger.
Mm-hmm.
The Elven Guard approaches. I think that's enough questions. Any more questions, you might start inadvertently getting information that might be dangerous outside of this room. So perhaps one more question, and then I do have to close off the book for a time.
One more question.
Ask it if you can tell what number you're thinking of. It's always useful.
Well, of course it can tell what number I'm thinking of. It knows everything about me.
While they're doing their thing and they're all intent on each other, can I like very casually stand beside Kale and behind me poke the book?
You want to poke the book? You can definitely poke the book.
I'd like to do it with some amount of tact.
Yeah?
So.
Would you like to roll maybe a sleight of hand check?
Yes, I would.
To touch the book? Okay.
Hacked check.
It's 12.
12. A large voice cries out, "A new hand touches the beacon." No, it doesn't.
Like a loudspeaker appears.
Yeah. No. You touch the book, and since they're a little preoccupied, no one really notices.
And just walk away.
Okay. So every bit of knowledge that Nos has to this date is now stored within Vela.
Perfect.
So for my final question, my one final question I want to ask, with all of the knowledge you have gathered of, I presume, mostly humanoid creatures over the many years that you've existed, is it possible for you to predict their actions in the future?
It is given enough information about a particular individual, I might be able to reasonably guess what that individual is about to be doing. While I know everything they know, their knowledge is always adjusted by their perception and their thoughts, their reasoning. So facts are always true in the mind of the person that's holding them. And as such, any estimations I make will be based off of the knowledge understood by the individual that gave it. Does that make sense?
Yes. Thank you for your time.
What up? So,
that's what the guard says.
That's what the guard says. Let's head on out. I think that's enough questioning a book for now. And then you are all guided out. You're muted right now, Ali. Microphone, pull it down.
That might help.
Ah.
Did you
Were you saying something?
Yeah.
Oh, she was just going to ask whether we could see the other scented items.
Maybe another time.
Fair enough. Okay.
So, you'll then led back out of the Vault of Sages. Kale is permitted access to the vault on other occasions. Everyone else, as long as they're with Kale.
Cool.
So,
Right. Did you all think that the guard was being questioned here, or was it some other location?
I'm not sure.
Well, let's maybe find Captain Sang and see if, because I asked him to replenish your supplies. Maybe he's had a chance to do that, and we can ask him about the guard.
Sure.
so if you remember rightly, there was a training grounds for the spell guard. That the person was left with. Would you go to the spell guard training grounds to speak with them, or would you go back to the guard house to try and find Commander Sang?
Probably logistically, whichever's closer.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
I'll go to the inn and secure us a room for the night. I would prefer not going back to them.
I'll go with you. I'll get some games started, earn some money.
Fair enough. So, the closest spot will actually be the spell guard training grounds. It's closer to the palace, which is also on the same side as the vault. You head over to there. The people are hard at work at their training. While you're over there, there is a point at which a individual kind of stops you. A spell guard in his full armor steps forward and just asks you, "Wait a moment," and then you feel a buzz of energy just cascade out of the room and out of the area that you're in. A wave of anti-magic, actually, as all magical enchantments that may be on you are washed away upon you crossing this threshold, and then you're permitted to go through.
Sure.
You'll be led towards the same individual that you had spoken to previously with Commander Sang. What do you want to do with him?
As we step through, do we sense our magic has returned? Or are we...
Yes.
Okay.
Anything that can't just straight up be dispelled, like magical items can't be dispelled, but magical enchantments that are on you temporarily are all dispelled.
I'll renew my armor of shadows.
All right, so things like that you've got to renew. Yeah. Okay. So what do you want with this guard?
Well, Captain Sang said that you all in the spell guard could perhaps jog his memory and maybe get us a few more details about what he experienced. So I find an element of his story hard to pass. Like he... Sorry, go ahead.
What is it that you find hard to pass?
He says that he recalls the image of this cloaked, grey-skinned, charming individual with a velvet voice. But he was convinced to lead us by someone who appeared to be Captain Sang. If he was going to disguise himself as Captain Sang, then it seems to reason that he would be disguised before and not reveal his true image. So I think there's an element there that we're missing that doesn't quite add up.
Yes, this man's memory has been heavily modified. There were portions of it that have been blanked out as per the modify memory spell. We've managed to go back and reconnect a few of those blank spaces. It would appear that this guard in question had been approached by this cloaked figure, and whilst meeting with the cloaked figure, from his recollection, his guard captain approached him and gave him his command. It was two separate individuals, according to his knowledge. We believe, our understanding is that this cloaked figure was somehow capable of crafting an illusion that was very convincing.
Right.
Is there anything else that you need to know about the guard and his interaction? He is currently incapacitated right now. His mind is addled.
I don't think I have anything else. Kale, Wampum.
I can think of nothing.
Wampum, I'm surprised you came with us. What's up with
Well,
that?
I just wants to take care of you. That's all. Just to make sure that you don't get yourselves in troubles that you can't get out of.
Okay, thank you. That's nice of you.
It's big softy, that one.
Yeah, I don't have any questions for the guard. I figured they probably want their rest. They've been through an ordeal.
All right. Have you all seen Captain Sang?
He is at the guard house at the western entrance to the city. If you need him, you can find him there.
All right. Well, if you need us, that's where we'll be.
Why would we need you?
Just for anything. Don't worry about it. Just,
Okay.
I know a lot of stuff. Maybe you don't know something. I can tell you stuff. Maybe you need someone to throw a hammer at something. I don't know.
If I need someone to throw a hammer at something, I will call you.
All right. I mean, yeah, okay.
Okay.
We're useful.
I'm sure you are surrounded by a whole training ground of mage slayers and magic initiates all around you. All right.
Well, it's interesting that you have so many mage slayers, and somehow a guy was able to get into your city and charm one of your guards into leading a group of people outside to get ambushed by trolls. But, that's neither here nor there, I suppose. Let's leave, guys.
That's what me be talking about, Mr. Kale. That mouth of yours.
Mouth of mine? You're the one who threw acidic troll heads at the Grand Marshal of the city.
What? He deserved it.
Did he? I feel like that may have not been the best decision that you've made since I've known you.
It was kind of fun, though, wasn't it?
For you. Anyway.
All right.
So, you guys gather up at the tavern, the inn. No? Where are you headed?
Well, we're
gonna
heading
go-
to Captain Sang, but if you wanted to switch,
Yeah. So, what's Nos and Ali doing at the inn?
I will quickly secure us some pints and a table and a room for the night for the group. So 2 rooms.
Is it the
Everyone's
same
sharing.
It's the same tavern you were in the night before, right?
Yep.
So the night before, and drinks were provided for you as reward for having saved the children of Silvermoon recently.
I thought it was 1 drink.
Yeah, 1 drink each. Just Wampum had one long one, right? That started at 11 and ended at 10. So, you're able to get easily additional rooms for a fairly cheap cost. It's only a silver per person per night, and that includes drink and food for you. As you are heroes of Silvermoon.
Nos, come over, sit over here. I got us a table.
Cool. All right. I intended to get some games going again. Do you want to be my hype man?
I don't know. I just wanted to talk. It feels like we never have time to talk to each other. We're always dashing here and there.
What is there to say?
Well, we could gossip.
That's usually not a good idea.
Or we could trade stories. See, I don't really know any of you, even though we've been traveling for what, a week and a half, 2? So there's plenty I don't know about you.
What do you want to know?
You said you were from Westgate, correct?
Yes.
And what'd you do in Westgate?
I was a bounty hunter.
A bounty hunter. Did you ever hunt any interesting bounties?
Yes. Many.
Did any ever get away? Did you have a
Yes.
nemesis?
How do you have you been following me?
Hmm?
How would you know that?
Oh, I was just guessing.
Well, yes, sort of.
Well, maybe I can help you find them one day. What were they like? What'd they do?
Uh, he was an assassin. His name is Angwin Cole. Have you ever heard that name before?
Have I ever heard that name before?
Almost impossible, but sure, go ahead and roll a history check.
Natural 1. Definitely have never heard that name.
Definitely not heard of Anduin Cole.
Probably,
I can't say I've heard the name.
probably better for it.
What did they do? Who did they work for?
He was an assassin for hire. There was a bounty out on him. I went to collect, and I got my ass handed to me.
Oh no.
Caused me to leave the city in the end because he took it as a personal slight.
Did he frame you?
He didn't. He didn't need to operate like that. He operates outside of the law.
Oh.
So if he wants someone dead, he goes and he kills them.
Do you think he's still after you?
I don't know.
What does he look like?
He's a half elf. He has dark gray hair, but his face was young. There was an insidiousness about him that he could not hide, or did not want to hide. Black from head to toe, obviously.
And how did you get into bounty hunting?
It was just kind of like a way to make money originally. I started off in Westgate as soon as I could as a security for local bars, specifically one called the Other Abyss. And when somebody, a bounty kind of just came in and fell into our laps, and he was also an a-hole, so I turned him in. So I got a lot more money out of that than many weeks of working my security gig. So I was like, hey.
And did you have many friends in Westport?
Yes.
Do you stay in touch with them?
No. There's not
Why
really
not?
a way. There's not really a way to do that.
You
very
have
easily.
Kale.
I'm not gonna use him for that. It's kind of selfish.
Is it?
Well, the thing that I know about people that do spells is that they have a limited amount of power. And so if I were to insist he use it all on me, yes, I would consider that to be very selfish.
But if we're in town for like the next 2 days, you could easily, on one of those days, let him use it. I mean, after all the money that you help him with in buying his spell regents, I don't see any reason for that not to be a fair trade.
I don't know what I'd say to those guys. Hey, how's the weather?
I'm not dead, and also I'm a hero.
They know that.
You could get gossip on... I already forgot his name.
What's with you and gossip?
I get bored.
All
a
right.
lot. And
Usually-
plus, this is all new to me. I mean, I didn't really have any friends, well, I did have friends, but I didn't have a lot of time to gossip when you're living in the Underdark, where you've got Drew Regar, who only care about money,
What's a Drurugar?
an angry, greedier version of Wampum.
All right.
And then there's plenty of Drow, but if you're
I know
not
what
another
that is.
Drow,
I know what
then
that is.
you don't really want to talk to them.
Yeah.
And then there are some human merchants and occasionally a mind flayer. All sorts, really, but there's rock gnomes. They're pretty interesting.
Are they nice?
Well, depends on which one you talk to.
Sounds like it sucked down there.
Yeah, you could say that.
Are you glad to be out?
Oh, yes, most definitely. I am more than happy to be out and exploring. That's the whole reason I left home.
Do you have anyone that you left behind?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I have a few close friends that I left behind.
You know how that is.
Mhm.
Kill you.
They'll be okay.
Yeah.
Plus, he's way stronger than I am.
He?
Mm-hmm.
What's up with that?
What do you mean?
I mean, you're a she, and if he's a he, and there's only one that is worth mentioning, you swing straightly.
I like everyone,
I can respect that.
but he's like Wampum. Like how Wampum is to you, he is to me.
Ah, kind of a mentor-y, father figure-y, something or
Yeah.
other. Cool.
This has been nice. We should do this more often.
So you want to get some games going for me?
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
So the question I have for you is: do you want to play games and just leave it up to a roll of the gaming set dice that you have, or would you like to actually quickly play a quick round of cards and see if you win?
My character is way better at this than I am, so I would
Okay.
rather roll for it.
Fair enough. Go ahead and make your roll.
All right.
Roll. You've got playing card set.
17.
17. Okay. Most of the individuals in here are fairly well off, and as such, you notice that you could have made a much better score, but all you make is a measly 57 pieces of gold.
Yes. Got back what I spent on Feldevale's fantastic fashions.
Yep.
Oh, that reminds me. I have to go back there for fitting.
We may not be in town for very much longer, like maybe a
I
night.
know. She said to go there tonight after she closed.
Oh, right. Okay. You want to go do that real quick?
What time is it?
After you've played the games for a little bit of time, probably nighttime at this point. The sun has gone down.
All right.
Shops would have closed.
All right. I will head out. Are you gonna join me, Nos, or are you gonna keep playing games?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm joining you. I don't trust her.
I don't trust many people.
So you guys going out will cross paths with Kale and Lafcadio and Wampum coming in after they've just dealt with Captain Commander Sang. Zooming back a couple minutes, what do you want with Commander Sang? Or Captain Sang? It's Captain Sang, not Commander.
G'day, Captain.
Ugh. You're not going to throw another troll head at me, are you?
Maybe when I find one.
We're fresh out at the moment, unfortunately.
What's wrong, citizen?
What? We're not friends now? We're just citizens?
I'm sorry.
We've just returned from the spell guard, and they say that your soldier, his noodle's all scrambled, and they can say with some degree of certainty that there were two individuals involved, the mastermind and the guy who was disguised to look like you.
Mm.
I don't know if that word has made it to you yet, but I thought we'd deliver the message.
I appreciate the word. It's not good to know that someone is roaming around in my visage. I take very good care. Tree sap, it's very good.
Yeah.
I don't want someone looking like me.
Ugly can only go so far.
One from we're going to have a talk on the way out of here. Captain Sang, I wonder if you've had an opportunity to look into that other matter I asked you about.
You wanted some dust, right?
Not any dust, diamond dust.
Oh, right, diamond dust. I have been able to requisition some diamond dust. I wasn't able to get the full amount that you used up. About half the pouch, I'm afraid.
We'll take it. Thank you.
So, and he can give you, what is it, 50 gold worth of diamond dust.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else from you, folks? You fine folks.
You haven't seen any 7-foot tall, gray-skinned cloaked fellas lurking about, have you?
Not yet, though word has reached me that you folk are headed out soon.
Aye, we'll be headed out towards Everland and see if maybe we can draw them south with us.
Fair enough. We'll be keeping an eye out, see if we can watch them leave, if they leave. No one by that description has left yet, so who knows?
All right. Well, thank you, Captain.
Right. So you'll get back to the tavern, you'll cross paths with Ali and Nos, who then go to the store, yeah? What's...
As we're leaving, I said, Wampum,
Yeah.
mate,
What?
I'm pretty good at talking folks into stuff. Like, I could get stuff for less than it costs normal folk, but
Yeah.
I'm put at quite a disadvantage when you raise their guard, and when you insult them, their guard raises considerably, making the threshold of my success much more difficult. I mean, I think we have a lot of things we can learn from each other. Certainly, I can learn a lot from you and world experiences and all that sort of thing. But when it comes to dealing with folk, maybe you could keep the insults on the inside, your inside voice. Just not let them leave your mouth, Pot.
Do you know how fast that's going to fill up?
Well, I'm sure you're already doing a considerable job filtering the things that you think of. But if you could just tweak it a little bit more, because it'll make my job a lot easier, and I think the easier my job is, the happier we'll all be.
Aye, Mr. Lefcardio, I'll try to curb me tongue.
Oh, I appreciate it. Like I said, I don't want you to just shut up completely, because, like I said, I'm sure I have a lot to learn from you, mate. But like with Captain saying, like he literally could have thrown you in jail, and no amount of my talking would have prevented that.
Yeah, but that man just made me angry.
I can understand the feeling, but I don't remember him actually doing anything untoward.
Well, at the time, I thought he was at fault.
I can understand that.
Well,
But we'll just try. Just like a minor, just try a little bit.
I'm not sure how it works in Dwarven society so much, but in many human societies, there's this thing called innocent until proven guilty. So it would behoove you when you're around humans, at least, to not act upon the supposed guilt of somebody until it's proven. Does that make sense?
I'll have to think on that one.
All right, that's good. Until you wrap your head around that, it would probably be better if you just didn't say anything at all when we're trying to negotiate with people, or when Lefcadio is specifically. Or better yet, you can excuse yourself from the room if you need to. I mean, it'd probably be a lot easier for you if you did that.
So,
And also, I should have mentioned, you probably should have went with Nos and Ellie, because, you know, a lot of people don't trust red-skinned people in general, just any kind of them, because there's several, and none of them are seen very favorably in human lands.
yeah, but I was not trusting this Sang that much more.
That's fair. But I think you get the gist.
I get it.
Get it? Okay. That's good.
Speaking of them, I wonder what they're up to.
And that's when you crash into them. As they're leaving, you're entering the tavern. Drinks go everywhere. Papers on the floor.
Papers.
Try to recatch my drink in the air.
I'm almost certain Kale has excess papers somewhere he's not aware of.
No, this is on the book. Well, probably, yeah. He doesn't know.
So, is anyone else going to go with Ali and Nos to Feldervale's fabulous fashions?
No, I'm good.
All right.
I gotta collect all these papers I didn't know I had.
Me girl, you think you'd be having any kind of difficulty there?
Moderately, but as long as we don't make anything worse, then, Allie, as long as you're cool with paying twice the price.
That's okay.
All right.
So, Mr. Lefcardio just had a little communication with me. See, he believes that my dwarven ways make people angry. So, should I not be going with you?
I think you should do what you want to do in this regard. Okay.
Okay. So the three of you go to the store. You'll follow around the streets, but by now the sun has completely set behind the horizon. People are still scurrying about the streets, but they're heading back to their homes. You'll get around to Feldervale's fantastic fashions, and there are no lights on. All of the stuff in the shop floor that would have been outside in the stall has been pulled inside. The door closed. Shutters dropped.
I am gonna knock really loudly.
No response.
Can I check the perimeter to make sure that there's been no breaking and entering or anything of that nature?
Roll a perception check.
7.
What's your passive?
10.
10. Okay. You don't. Yeah, exactly. There's about to be some. You don't see any sort of signs of breaking and entering. Yeah, it looks like, from your vantage point, it's quite clear that this store has a house built on top of it. People live above the store. But the place is completely closed up, boarded up, no lights on. You don't see anything.
No lights
No
on
light.
in the house either.
Doesn't seem like there are any lights burning inside the house.
Well, do you want to see if you want to give a wrap on the house up there, or you want to just call it a night and say we've been had?
I can check on the house. So, is the entrance to the house through the shop?
It would be up the stairs inside the shop. So the only way to
I
get
will just fly.
into the yeah. So you fly up this red-winged, devil-faced creature, flies up to the window. Roll a perception check.
My natural perception is a 20 just before I roll. Let me pull it up. Yep. Natural perception is a 20, and that would be a 29 total.
That's a high net perception, passive perception. 29. You do see a silhouette within the household. The vantage point that you have looking through the window is of a dark bedroom. A very ornate, very decorative, the kind of bedroom that you would expect for this particular woman. The window is slightly cracked, and out of it you can see a little bit of smoke seeping out and smell that clearly she has had a fire burning inside the room recently. You can still smell the sulfur or the heat in the air, not the sulfur, sorry.
I was just like, oh no.
But ash. As you look past, you can see this silhouette of a huddled up person with their back to a huge garderobe, a wardrobe, obviously hiding from you.
Does it look to be a smaller version, or is it an adult or a...
It looks like your best guess with that 29 is that she is in that room behind the wardrobe, hiding from you.
Okay, what was her name again?
Faldervale.
Feldervale! You told me to come later. I'm going to whisper it, though, in a non-intimidating way.
Roll a persuasion check.
Well, that would be a whole whopping 9 total.
There's no one home.
Okay, you told me to come back later. So I came back later because I can't really wear your outfit that you made for me with wings.
Come back later.
Okay.
Please. Okay.
I'm going to flutter down.
Okay.
She doesn't want to see us right now. But that's okay. I will just make slits in the back of this lovely outfit myself.
Sounds good. I appreciate you not hurting our reputation.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be conducive to fly up there and rob the place.
No, I would be very angry with you if you did that.
After you loudly say, rob the place, you hear a click as the window is secured closed.
I think she's listening.
That's okay. I have never been anything but genuine with her. She'll come around. Or she won't.
Something about flies and honey. Lefcadio said it. I don't know.
That's okay. We'll just have to learn our lesson. Half-elves just can't be trusted.
No, they's ugly. They're half ugly.
I could generally agree with that.
I'm going to pat Wampum on the back and be like, I couldn't agree more. Let's go drink.
Except Kale. Kale, you're fine.
I'm not
Kale's
there.
not with us.
Except Kale. Kale's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Most of the time.
Okay. So returning to the tavern, it's a quiet night for the citizens of Silver Moon. They want to kind of calm down and go back to the way things were, or once were. So other than playing a few more rounds of cards, having a couple drinks, is there anything in particular that you guys will be doing this evening?
I am going to be... How many days has it been since we left Tribor?
Oh, you're taxing my
I'm
recollection.
sorry.
Since you left Tribor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About a week, about 7.
Perfect. Would my alter ego be ready that I spent the 25 gold creating my secondary identity for
Yes.
the... Perfect. That is all I need to know. I am going to chat with the bartender.
And what do you want to do with this bartender?
I want to ask him if he's heard any rumors or anything interesting going on in the city that may interest heroes.
There were a bunch of children that were lost a couple of weeks ago, but they're fine now.
I know. Isn't it amazing? Is there anything else going on in the city?
Got any side quests for us?
I've already given you side quests, but no.
Well, I've had one side quest, but what about second side quests?
I don't quite understand what you mean by side quest. But no, the biggest talk of the town is actually you folk. Really. Everyone's talking about who you are, what you're doing.
I see. And by any chance, do you leave the inn often and hear about this? I only ask for the safety of the city. I'm going to hush and lower my voice. Have you by any chance seen a Goliath with tattoos?
Aye. I've seen a lot of Goliaths with tattoos.
Did any of their tattoos move?
No. Tattoos. You do know what a tattoo is, lass.
I know. But this one has moving tattoos.
Oh, I've never seen a tattoo that moves. No.
If you ever do and you see him near this inn, run and get one of us as soon as possible.
Okay. Is he a friend of yours?
Allie slides him a coin and shakes her head. And then run and get Captain Sang.
Okay. What should I say to this fellow with the moving tattoos when I see him?
Nothing at all.
Okay.
He's not a good fellow.
Okay. So I'm to look for a man, Goliath, with tattoos that are moving, and then not mention anything to him, but come find you. Where will you be?
I'll be here for the next night or two.
Will you? Oh, all right.
Thank you.
Know. Okay. Anything else that you guys would be doing on this evening?
I'm gonna go ahead and send to Lord Belgadere again.
It's getting so used to your voice.
Sup, dog? How are the dogs doing? Shadowfell any worse than before?
You can reply to this message.
You can reply to this message.
The dogs are fine. We are investigating precautions against Shadowfell incursion possibilities. I think we should be fine, but I'll keep you posted.
Wow, I used like all the words. Okay. That's all. I got more sendings. I could send more people. Who else do I want to send? Nobody. I'm good.
Allie,
You could, yeah?
you say you gotten these rooms ready?
I do. I toss Wampum the key to one of the rooms.
I'll be seeing you in the morning.
Good night, Wampum.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask. So Allie got only two rooms, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like as soon as like they crossed paths, well, you guys were out. Kayla walked up and asked the innkeep, like, so how many rooms did she secure for us?
Just two.
What's the price for one more?
For you folk, it was, I think I said a silver piece. 2 silver pieces per night.
All right. And he'll clunk 2 silver pieces down the counter and be like, I'll just take one room for me.
Fair enough. Here's the key. Not had such a busy place for so long.
You mean you haven't had...
rooms.
You only have 3 rooms total?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
You
Well,
fill up that
appreciate
place.
Yeah, appreciate it.
No problem. All right. So you've got a room to yourself. Wampum takes a key to another room, which means Allie has one more key left to her room. You guys, unless there's anything else, rest well for the night. You sleep well. You gain the benefits of a full long rest, and no one attacks you while you are sleeping. So
Darn
hit
it!
points back up to maximum. Spell slots back up and refreshed. Hit
Oh,
dice up to half if you had expended any hit dice, all that stuff.
Let's fight an ancient dragon. I'm ready.
Okay.
Going to the Demon Web Pits. Demon Web Pits. Let's do it.
So, are you leaving Silvery Moon on this day? Or are you going to be sticking around Silvery Moon for any particular reason?
Yeah, do we need to stay, guys?
Well, I haven't seen that yarn yet.
It might have been an old edition. The yarn might have been washed away in a flood or something. I'm sorry.
Got my hopes up, mate.
The book got my hopes up as well, but what can I say? Not everything is always as up to date as my magic book that you totally gave back to me because I asked for it back before we left the place.
I really needled to see it.
Sorry.
Well, let's head out and send a message to
Mithrama?
Mithrama. Yeah.
All right, yeah, I send that fool.
All right, so you send the message to Mithrama, and remember that even though Mithrama had said he would wait until you sent a sending to then start spreading the rumor that you were headed to Everland, but Captain Sang knew you were headed to Everland anyway. So evidently, so what does your sending say?
We out. Everland.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's it.
All right. So,
Oh,
on
and
your way, yeah.
I'll say to the innkeeper, thanks for the rooms, mate. You've been wonderful. We are leaving to Everland right
Tell
now.
all your friends.
Right. Well, I'm supposed to be letting you know if I saw the tattooed fella.
Tell him we're going to Everland.
Any particular place in Everland?
I've never been to Everland. I don't know anything.
Well, you've all been to Everland.
No, we're probably not going to stay long. So just if anyone asks for your safety, just tell them we left and went to Everland.
Okay. All right.
Ooh.
Farewell to you all. It was a pleasure. And as you leave the city, it's a fairly, I want to say, chilly morning. Clouds have begun to gather. The temperature is not as, well, it's quite frigid on this particular day. As you head out of the city of Silvery Moon, you move along the Evermore Way. It'll take you 2 days to get to Everland. Knowing what you know and the plans that you have in place, are there any additional precautions that you guys will be taking on your trip down?
Camping at areas where there's a place for me to hide on my watch would be something I would do.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, at the end of the first day of travel, the skies have begun to collect to quite a considerable degree. It's going to break, and there's definitely going to be a storm for at least a day or two that's going to come down. You set up your campsite, but are you getting yourself shelter, or are you going to sleep under the stars, under the rain?
If there are some branches or trees around, I'll break some off and create a makeshift tent out of those in my cloak for specifically Kale.
Okay,
Not very
so
big.
not for you. Yeah.
Well, you got that red robe from Mithrama. You don't have to use your cloak.
I don't think I kept it.
He wouldn't have taken it off you.
Yeah, I think I kind of just was excited about the awesome, amazing military suit and just kind of like threw it over my shoulder on the way out.
Fair enough. All right. Then, as you guys are preparing your camp for the night, and you're gathering up sticks and twigs, and the sun is starting to set, 3 figures do kind of pass down the road. They begin making their way directly towards you. These 3 individuals, all heavily cloaked up in leather cloaks, protected for the rain, looking to clearly that they're expecting the storm, and they seem to be prepared for it on their travels. As they walk down the road, not far from where you've started to pitch up your campsite, they stop moving. You clearly see these 3 individuals as they turn in unison towards your campsite. One of them raises up his hands to let down his hood, and you see a large Goliath. staring directly at you. We'll find out what's going on with that in 15 minutes after we've taken a short break. So, be back in 15 once we've taken a bit of a break, folks. Welcome back, everyone, after that short little break. Thanks for sticking with us. So, we rejoin the adventure right where we left off. The party of adventurers were setting up their campsite. As they were setting up their campsite, these three individuals, cloaked and hooded, ready for this storm to approach, stand at the roadside. One of which removes his hood, reveals himself to be this 8-foot-tall Goliath individual, and he just steps forward, leads his little party of 3 folk towards the party.
G'day, mate. Want to share camp from the storm? It looks like it's gonna be a bruiser.
The storm does not bother us, says the Goliath. We need to treat with you. Send one to treat with us.
What did you need to treat with us about, mate?
Send one to treat with us.
How about I counter your offer and I say, send one to treat with us. If we have what you need, you're welcome to share the fire that we're getting started here.
We don't need your fire. We need to talk. You have found yourselves involved in something you don't need to be involved in. I give you this opportunity and this chance to walk away. Forget everything that happened to you in Silvermoon. Forget the Feywild. And forget all that you are doing.
I don't think we'll be doing that.
But we don't know what you're doing either. So maybe you can enlighten us. Maybe we can work for you. Maybe it's lucrative.
Roll a persuasion check. Because that could actually be a possibility. We could try to hire you.
15.
I saw you acting against the wishes of the Master in the Feywild. I will not permit you to continue to act against his will.
So the only option would be to work with him. As you were saying, we are tied into this without knowing what's going on.
You can serve him by staying out of the way.
And this master be who?
I will not share his identity until he is ready for it to be shared.
And who be you?
I am Talaras, and I will be your doom.
We've heard that before.
Crossbow out and shooting.
Okay. I'd like everyone to roll initiative. As he says doom, there's a crack of lightning, and the rains begin to fall.
Well, shit.
Your book's gonna get wet.
It's a magic book. It can never get wet.
Okay. So, has everyone rolled initiative?
Nope.
Oh
Oh boy.
How do I put my initiative in here?
I can add it manually, but
Oh, okay.
I just
have a
want to know
23.
what your initiative is. 23?
23.
Okay. And then, who else is... Kale.
12.
12. Okay. Cool. So that's been added. I'll add... They're not being whispered. Bear with me 1 second while I roll for initiatives.
Here we go.
Wahoo!
Wah, wah, wah.
Don't. Nintendo will send us a cease and desist.
Non-disclosure of our shit or quotes.
If you did queue up battle music, I haven't heard it yet.
Bow, 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 bow.
Right, so he has a +3, so sweet. 15 for him. All right, then top of the round, as this guy spells your doom, what's Wampum gonna do?
Wampum is going to walk a little closer, get up next to Nos. So he's within 60 feet, and he says, your doom be coming. And he's going to throw his hammer.
Okay.
And I need to do that at disadvantage since I'm so far away.
Yep.
And that's a 23 to hit.
At disadvantage?
Yep.
All right. That 23 will hit him.
And whoops. It's going to be 15 points of damage.
All right. The hammer will crack against his side. What kind of damage is that?
Bludgeoning.
Magic.
Magic.
Okay.
And
Anything else from you?
With the second attack, I'm going to attack him, and I'm going to use my menacing attack.
On the second attack?
Yep.
Okay. Again, disadvantage on the attack.
That's a good thing, because I had a nat 20 there, but it's a 24.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll the damage on that.
That's going to be 8 plus another 4 on top of that. So it's a total of 18 points of damage, and he needs to make a DC 17 wisdom save.
Okay. He succeeds.
Okay.
No.
And then I'm going to action surge.
Yep.
And that is going to be a 13, but I'm going to add... All right. There's only a 1 on that, so it's a total of 14 to hit.
That misses.
Okay. And then the second attack.
Okay. So many attacks from
I
one.
know, you do so much stuff. I'm just imagining just the hammer just hits him and then comes back. And
17 to hit.
As the hammer flies through, it gets right up, and I mean right close to this guy's head. But it misses.
Okay. Ye quick, is ye?
Anything else from you, Wampum?
Let's see.
Or is 4 attacks not enough?
5, 10. I'm gonna move 10 feet back, and then that's it.
Okay. I think next up is Ali.
All right, quick question. The troll bile venom that I got with my poisoner's kit last episode, would I know whether it would be more effective to be on crossbow bolts or more effective to be thrown as a vial?
Since the vial as a whole would have more in it than the amount that you would put on one bolt, the vial would be more effective.
Okay, that's all I want to know. I am going to dash over to, well, not dash, but I'm going to move over to here. And I am going to take cover behind that tree, and let's see what the range is. I think he's just out of range from the crossbow for the 30. So it'd be at, would it be at disadvantage?
It'll be at disadvantage.
All right, and I will attempt to shoot at the wizard.
Okay.
Or I don't know if he's a wizard. I shouldn't judge him.
He's a robed Goliath.
All right, and I will roll my... All right, so at disadvantage, that would be a a 13 total.
That's gonna miss.
All right, I fire, but with all the lightning going on, I'm distracted, and it just shoots over his shoulder.
Okay.
And then I'll reload.
All right. Lafcadio.
Oh, I was going to do my
sorry.
cunning action to, since I'm behind the tree, to kind of look for ways to fade out of their view as the rest of my companions fight.
Okay.
And I want me to roll a stealth check. All right.
Please.
That would be a 15 plus 12, 27.
Okay, so you feel fairly hidden. Okay. Anything else from you?
That's it.
All right, we'll move to Lafcadio.
I'm going to start by hexing the Goliath and giving him disadvantage on strength checks. Then I am going to move over there.
Sorry. Teo, with the assassinate feat, would I have not had disadvantage on that? Since the wizard or rogue had not taken a turn in combat?
Nope. Still got disadvantage.
Okay.
So Hex was my bonus action, and with my action, I will pull out my crossbow and ready an attack. If the Goliath gets to within 30 feet of me, I will take a shot.
Okay. All right. Then we move to the Goliath's turn. As he stretches and flexes, he removes the rain cloak that he has on him. You can see the tattoos. They are actually moving. They seem to shift and shake. It makes it difficult to really pinpoint his exact dimensions because his whole vision just seems to be altered with the motion and the movement of these tattoos. As he strides forward, does he need to actually get any closer? I don't think he really does. Nope. So instead, pulling out a staff, hitting it on the ground from where he is, he's going to cast a spell.
I counter it.
Nos. You cast counter spell?
Yeah.
Okay. Which, let me double check the level of the spell that you cast. Okay. So, you counter his counter spell. That uses your reaction, so you don't get to use your reaction to attack him if he gets into your melee range.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so you'll regret doing that.
It's probably likely.
Yep.
Yep.
In which case, using his bonus action up, you will watch as the storm seems to just break around him and his friends only. Everywhere else the rain is falling, but around him it just doesn't seem to land. And he will stay where he is. His archer friend, however, is going to run up and attack you, Lafcadio. So pulling out her longbow, she's going to fire off 2 shots straight towards you. That's a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay, that'll be 11 points of piercing damage. And then before making the second attack, she will instead use her archer's eye and zone in on you a little bit more. If this hits, she deals more damage. That is a 24 to hit.
That's a hit.
Right, so that's 21 points of piercing damage as the arrow embeds itself further into your shoulder. Just 2 quick shots catching their purchase. Kale, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna run away. Book in one hand, shield in the other. He raises his book into the air and says, "I banish thee in the name of Dinian." And he tries to banish the guy that hasn't gone yet in the back.
Okay, so you try to cast banishment on this guy.
Yep. So that's a DC 17 charisma saving throw.
Okay. He simply holds tight to a symbol around his neck and doesn't get this. Succeeds the wisdom save, I should say.
Well, bully for him.
It was a charisma save, by the way.
Sorry, charisma save. Yeah.
Okay.
He rolled a charisma save. It was a 19.
Gotcha.
Okay. Then I'm going to bonus action. Take out my little mirror and look in it and be like, everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. As he's running away to somewhere else. Over behind the tree, too, I guess, kind of. Like in this general area. And cast a sanctuary on himself.
Banishment and Sanctuary in the same turn?
Yeah, Sanctuary is a bonus action.
Yeah, but Sanctuary is a first level or higher spell. You can't cast 2 spells of first level or higher.
Yeah, I always forget about that rule. That's why I hated when I took Quicken on my Sorcerer because of that rule. But anyway, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. So he's just consoling himself in a mirror.
Talaras has the same problem, so if you'd like to sit down behind a fire and talk to this Goliath about this issue, he'd be happy to talk about it.
Sure.
All right, we move to Nos.
It's unfortunate. You have turned us into enemies. And I start going and going, and then I bust into a rage and start sprinting. And I will end up there.
Okay.
And I will attack recklessly.
Yep.
That'll hit. That's a 28.
So
Sure.
You go for the attack. You have disadvantage on the attack. You strike. You hit. Let's see if you deal any damage, though, because he's going to use his reaction to use his Stone's Endurance to reduce the damage.
Divine Fury on top of that, of course. That's 6 radiant. That's what I would have done anyways.
Okay, so he only reduced the damage by 6. So you still hit him. As you hit him, those moving tattoos, those fantastical designs, stop moving. They fit into place. No longer have disadvantage on attacks against him until the start of his next turn.
Nice. Still attacking recklessly.
Yep.
It's an 18.
Yep, so the 18 does just hit him.
That's 15 slashing.
Ouch.
And then I action surge.
You action
Recklessly.
surge. Go ahead.
That is a 22.
That's a powerful hit.
12 slashing.
Okay.
And then again, 27.
That'll hit.
13 slashing. This is all
Okay.
magical.
All
And
magical.
then pulling it. Wait, do I get the bonus as well with the action surge?
Bonus. Sorry.
Half attack.
You only get 1 bonus attack per turn.
Okay. All right. So there you go.
Bonus action per turn. Yes, exactly. A displacement cloak that the players can't get their hands on. Exactly what I did right there. 100%. All right. So that 27 hits, 13 points of damage. He is considerably injured by the barrage of attacks that he's taken. But
Get
he's
him,
still
Nos!
standing.
Get him!
Anything else from you, Nos?
I think that'll be it for now.
Okay. A sullen, dark, expressioned fellow seems to just slowly, yet casually approach you and stand to the other side of you. As he just says, "I'm so sorry that you have to deal with this." He will attack you with his glaive.
If he gets
first
within 10 feet of me, which he wasn't before, I get to make an attack on him.
Sure. Yep. Go ahead.
23.
23. That'll hit.
11 slashing.
Okay. You don't have Sentinel, do you? So it didn't like stop him from moving?
Nope.
No. Okay, so he still continues, still apologizes, but he has to attack. So that'll be since you recklessly attacked, he has advantage on his attacks. That is an 18 to hit.
That just hits.
Just hits. All right. You will take 14 points of slashing.
All right.
And he will...
If it's just slashing, then it's...
It's magical slashing.
Okay.
And he's going to Divine Smite that.
Okay.
Okay. At third level. So that's 2d8, 3, 4d8. Okay. So you take 14 slashing plus 15 radiant, so
Ow!
29 points of damage. It's attack number 1. Attack number 2. That is a natural 20.
Ooh.
So as a paladin is one to do, Divine Smite on top of that, he'll use his second third level slot to do that. So that's 8d8.
Oh,
So Nos takes 15 plus 38, so 43, 53 points of damage in that
Ooh,
attack.
she's still up, but one of her extremities might as well have been almost sheared right off from that.
Nice. All right. Third attack will be a 23 to hit.
That hits.
This time it's just a simple 13 points of magical slashing damage.
Thank goodness.
Question and clarification. The barbarian's resistance to slashing damage, that is both magical and mundane, correct?
If her barbarian specifically states that. So
Well,
the traditional
it doesn't
barbarian.
it doesn't say mundane, so I would assume both slashing, both mundane and magical. But
Yeah, that sounds, because it sounds like in like swarm stat blocks is the same thing. It just says resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing, and it doesn't say like non-magical specifically.
True, it doesn't have the requirement. It does that. All right. In which case, you can take back half of the slashing damage, which was
How much is that?
7, so that's 14 plus an extra 6, so 20.
Okay.
Cool.
You're back 20.
All right. Good to know.
All right. Then he will end his turn there. I don't like bugs. All right. All right. We are back up to the top. Wampum. Looks like Nos just took a lot of damage by this fellow that kept apologizing before every hit. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Natural
You're sorry,
20 Divine
stop.
Smite.
I
You
be
could be-
coming, big girl. You be sorry that you turned your back on me. And the first attack is going to be a 12, but I'm going to add 8 on top of it, so be a 20.
The 20 will hit.
And That's going to be 14 points of damage.
All right.
And the second attack is going to be a 16 to hit.
That'll hit.
And
wait, no, sorry. 16 won't hit.
Okay, dokies. And that will be all that I do.
Right. Ali.
Hi, that's me. I am going to sneak my way over to here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to fire my crossbow at the guy who is... no, not at the guy who was apologizing. At the Goliath.
Okay.
And I am in range, and he doesn't have his Displacer cloak up this turn, correct? Or is it back up?
So he was injured after his turn, so it's still inactive.
Perfect.
So you don't
and do I have an advantage because I am stealthed or not?
You started your turn hidden, so yes.
Perfect. That would be a 22.
Okay. He will cast shield. So it misses.
I will go behind the tree with my cunning action and sneak back away.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
Okay. That'd be a 19 total.
Okay. All right. Arcadio.
Right. All right. I'm gonna start using with my feline agility. I'll move a bit, and I'll be able to get all the way over here. So that's my movement. With my bonus action, I will use my Radiant Soul to heal. Oh, not Radiant Soul. I will use my Healing Light to heal Nos for 20 HPs.
Nice.
Feel the warmth of the banyan, Nos. He guides your strikes.
Oh, the good gods, yes!
And then I'll, with my just regular action, I'll use my net and throw it on the Goliath, if I may, with a 29. Oh, with no damage.
That hits.
Alright, he's restrained. And do I see him wielding a weapon other than the staff?
Just his staff.
Alright, I'll take a step 10 feet back.
He will use his reaction to cast a spell on you.
Oh,
No, he already used his reaction to cast shield, so he can't. Never mind.
Alright, so I will be happy where I'm at right there.
Right. So it's his turn, right?
Yep.
Okay. He's going to cast a spell. It's his turn to do so. He is... he's restrained, so... It's fairly annoying, I'll say. Just going to put it out there. All right. So his spell in this situation is actually going to be a Thunder Step. So, yeah, Thunder Step. That's the one I wanted. Yep, exactly. So as he casts Thunder Step, he explodes with a thunderous boom, and the echo of his cast happens elsewhere. Does anyone reactionary counterspell his Thunder Step, by the way? No? Okay, cool. So, as he casts it, each creature within 10 feet of him, which does include Nos, unfortunately, will need to make a Constitution saving throw.
26.
26? Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Alright. Just clarifying. Okay. Alright. So this spell that he's casting, Thunder a Step, I don't get to do Storm Sorceress that often. I'm fairly excited about it. Alright. Taking half damage on a successful one. So, 5d8. Sorry, 5d10.
Jeez. That's rough.
And then, so 31 points, halved because you succeeded. This is thunder damage of, so 15 points of thunder damage. You actually, because he is a storm sorcerer, you take an additional 6 points of thunder damage on top of that because he cast the first level or higher spell. So you take 21 points of thunder damage as he magically teleports somewhere else, up to 90 feet away. Which he'll pick here.
Oh no.
Disappears from his view with a thunderous explosion, leaving the net by itself on the floor. He will land right next to Kale. Hi.
Hello.
And as a bonus action, he will use sorcery points to quicken a cantrip spell and cast Shocking Grasp on Kale.
Okie dokie.
So +8 to hit. Let me roll to hit. That'll be a 21 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
Okay. For a grand total of 3d8. So 18 points of lightning damage.
Great.
And you can't take reactions until the start of your next turn.
Sure. Sounds fair.
So then he'll move. Just to be safe. Alright. We then have his archer buddy. Staying where she is, she's going to turn, still keeping her gaze on Lafcadio. Turns around, going to fire off these 2 shots. First is a 23 to hit. For 12 points of piercing damage. Second is a 21.
Also hits.
For another 12 as it connects. Kale, what do you want to do?
I want to banish that guy, but I have a feeling he's really good at charisma saves. I'm gonna...
It's pretty hurt.
I'm gonna toll the dead that guy. I'm gonna knock on my book, and he's gonna
Which
hear
guy?
a bell. The guy that just
Paladin
shocked
or
me.
the sorcerer?
The
Okay,
sorcerer.
sorcerer. Yep.
So it's a DC 17 Wisdom save.
Okay. Wisdom save. You know, he's not that great at wisdom saves.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
That is a 7.
Suck it!
So that's a failure.
Here we go. Big numbers. God. 14 necrotic damage for that guy.
That hurts.
And then, shit. And then I'm going to do Sanctuary because Toll the Dead is a
It's a
cantrip.
cantrip. There you go.
Figuring this out. Yeah,
Good
so
job.
I Sanctuary myself up. And I don't know if I want to. I don't really need to move. I won't get out of his range no matter where I go, so I'm not worried about it.
Fair enough. Nos, we're up to you.
I'll whirl around and see his glaive. Why are you doing this if you're sorry? What do they have on you? Maybe we can help you. And then I still attack.
Obviously.
Want to help.
Not recklessly. 28.
28 hits.
That's 12 slashing on top of 8 radiant.
Okay. It is the most gentlemanly of combats, back and forth, but that hurts.
And then again with the 19.
Sorry, yeah, the 19 will hit.
14 slashing.
Yeah, okay.
And again with the haft. 24. And that is...
Okay. That'll solidly connect. These are 3 powerful hits, Nos.
Yes, they are. 12 slashing.
Tell me about them.
Okay. Let's see. We both got glaives, right? And we're both standing within 5 feet of each other. So it's a lot of upper haft action.
Yep.
I will cruise the edge of my blade down the pole so that it slices him in the chest as it's like being aimed by his pole. And then I will twirl it up and back and around like that, catch him up also on the chest so it makes like a plus symbol on him.
Okay.
And then whip it back around with the other end and get him in the shoulder or throat.
Right. Fair enough. With these slashes that you're making, you're knocking him about a little bit. His demeanor breaks ever so slightly, and you see his hit the little holy symbol that he was grabbing hold of earlier. Looks familiar. It looks like a little eye, just like the symbol that you had gotten from the person who attempted to kill Darathra back in Tribal. Definite connections going on. All right.
I'm gonna, like, can I lean over to where I can see Wampum from behind the guy and be like, try to knock him out.
Okay.
Okay.
If you're gonna go for him.
Right. Then I need to really quickly just check something out. He's going to try this, whether or not it's going to work or not, but I need to know whether or not it'll work before I rule it.
Well, I think if he's going to ask Nos out for drinks, there's not really a rule for that. She has to, consent to go out with him. I think
talking's a free action, so.
Yeah.
What he's going to do is he's actually going to ready an action. He's expecting an attack from behind after that little conversation, so he's going to ready an action for that. But he says, I'm sorry, but all must be stopped. All must be destroyed. It's not your fault, but you must die.
He knows things.
Wampum.
I do have advantage with being directly behind him, right? And Nos on the other side?
Not at range.
Okay.
If you were in melee, he would be flanked and you would get the advantage, but no.
Okay. I will... I'll go ahead and do attack.
Okay.
That's going to be a 21 to hit. And I want him to make a DC 17 strength save. Because
Okay.
I am trying to knock his weapon out of his hand.
Right.
I'm hitting him right in the forearm.
His action was he was going to attempt to grab hold of that hammer before it flies back. So you'll hit, but if he successfully grabs hold of it, that hammer's pulling him with it.
Okay.
Okay. Just FYI. So you do hit 4 points of bludgeoning.
Hold on. That was just the extra damage from disarming.
Okay.
So it's total 24 points of damage.
Okay. 24 points of damage. Yep. He does manage to keep hold of his weapon. And he grabs hold of yours. And so when that hammer comes back, he comes flying right towards you.
And make an opportunity attack.
The movement was not controlled by him, so no. So, Wampum, you can't throw it anymore. Because he's right there.
Right.
Or you could throw it, but at disadvantage.
Does he have it or do I have it?
You have it, but he just held it long enough to get back to
I
you.
am going to do a normal melee attack then.
Okay.
And I want him... That's a nat one anyway. Don't worry about it.
Haha, I know your game. All right. We're on Ali.
All right. I am going to run right behind him
Okay.
and draw my short sword and stab him in the back.
Go ahead and stab him in the back.
All right, and I have advantage because he is surrounded by my ally, right?
Because you're flanked and because you started your turn hidden.
That would be a 17.
That's going to miss.
Okay.
The 17 was at advantage.
Yup.
Damn.
Anything else from you, Ali?
Let me see. I will.
Move to the side, Allie. Move to the side.
All right. I will move to the side.
Not
Okay.
out of range. There you go.
Yeah, I moved right over there.
Lafcadio, what do you want to do?
I will move up to this fella and throw another net.
How many nets do you have?
3.
3, okay.
And
20 will hit.
so he is restrained. And I would normally be following this up with a crossbow shot, but I feel very vulnerable at the moment, so I will be using some healing light on myself. Let's see. Napoleon! Heal your servant! For 9 HPs.
Okay. Anything else from you?
That's it.
Alright, so he is restrained.
Oh,
Right.
I'm trying to use him as cover from that archer who won't leave me alone.
Fair enough. Alright, it is Talaras's turn. Talaras is going to stand where he is.
Mhm.
Actually, yeah, we'll stay where he is, see what he can do. And then he will use 2 more sorcery points to quicken Witch Bolt, which he will cast at his highest possible level. So that's going to Kale, though. So I have a 24 to hit Kale.
You gotta do wisdom save first because I got sanctuary on me.
True. Wisdom save. So
So please fail that.
he rolls a 17. What's the DC?
That's the damn DC.
Sorry. Okay, so 24 to hit you with Witch Bolt.
Yeah.
Okay. The initial attack will be 12 lightning damage.
Well, I'm dead. That's unlimited.
47 points of lightning damage as it
Yeah.
connects with you.
I'm down.
Are you down?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There is a stream of lightning, just a bolt of electricity that connects the now unconscious Kale with Talaras. As he stands, he'll stay separated from the group to some degree, but close enough to keep this connection. He will tell you all to stand down or he will kill. The archer will aim. I guess Lafcadio's hiding, so she's going to aim at Nos instead. That's an 18 to hit Nos.
It hits.
Okay, for 11 points of piercing.
Alright.
And then she'll use her
that normal
archer's
or magical?
eye on you. It is normal.
Okay.
So it doesn't really matter either. We just clarified that earlier. It doesn't matter whether it's
Oh,
magical
right.
or non-magical.
Right.
Doesn't matter. So 11 halves down to 5 points of piercing. She will then use her archer's eye to get extra damage if the next one hits. And it does. That's a crit. So that is going to be 26 points of piercing halved down to 13.
I am still up.
Okay. She only gets 2 attacks. All right. Kale, I need a death saving throw from you, please.
I rolled a 19.
That is 1 success.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We are now on Nos. What would you like to do, Nos?
You guys got
Knock
this
him
guy?
out.
Kale, though.
No Banyan. Not no Banyan. Lafcadio, do you have any healing?
Little bit. I've used quite a bit of it.
I gotta go. I see Kale's down. I gotta go. There's no way around this. I will take a dash action. and I
Okay.
will impose myself between Gray Sorcerer Goliath guy and my buddy.
Do you concede and surrender?
No.
How injured is he looking?
Pretty bad. He's pretty bad. All right, and then anything else from you, Nos?
No, that's all I can do.
Okay. The currently restrained paladin. Yep, they should fight to the death. He is going to make an attack against the net with his glaive that's kind of stuck next to him underneath the. He's going to just. Disadvantage is a 16 to hit the net. I
AC
believe
is
that
10.
hits.
Yes.
Yeah. And it deals 9 points of slashing damage, so that breaks the net.
Yep.
Okay. So now. Where'd you go, girl?
Save my friend.
He turns to Lafcadio. I'm sorry, soldier, but you must die.
She
And then
went
he
that
will
way.
attack you. I'd say 20 to hit Lafcadio.
Okay.
Okay, for 13 points of slashing, and then he will use a second level Divine Smite on that to get 3d8 extra. So 13 slashing plus 14 radiant, so 27 points of damage.
Cardio is down.
Okay. He then turns to Ali for his last attack. That is a 24 to hit
Definitely hits.
for 7 points of slashing, and he will use as well a second level spell slot for 3d8 radiant. So that is that's not a lot. A grand total of 13 points of damage.
All right.
And then that will end his turn. Wampum, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna look over my shoulder and see that Nas is next to him. Your party has. I'm gonna look at the paladin. You have wandered in where you need not be, and I'm going to attack him at advantage, and that's going to be a 28 to hit. And I want
That's going to hit.
to make a DC 17 Wisdom save.
He fails the wisdom save.
So he is feared of me. I mean, he is frightened of me.
He is frightened of you. How much damage do you deal, though?
And hold
So
on.
it makes a difference.
And a total of 17 points of damage.
Okay. As you strike him down with the hammer, he drops. He is heavily wounded. But he's not unconscious yet.
And I am going to use my last attack on him. I told you, you wandered where you need not be.
So
And
with
that's going to be
advantage,
a
that's going to hit.
27.
Go ahead and roll the damage.
11 points of damage.
Okay. Wampum, how do you kill this guy?
I hold his glaive to the ground with my foot. And I'm pointing at his face with one hand. You know, my shield hand. I'm pointing down. I told you. You messed with the wrong person. And then I'm just going to just hit him right in the bridge of his nose and just cave it in.
With a explosion of blood, Afcadio is covered with the remains of this paladin's skull.
And then I'm going to point to the girl. You next.
Okay. Anything else from you, Wampum?
Yes, I only move 5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
10. I'm going to there.
Okay. Ali.
Hello, that's me. I am going to head towards the Goliath.
Allie, get Cardio up.
I don't know anything about healing.
Just pour a potion down his throat.
I don't have any.
You're fired.
Let's see, do I have? Should probably look at my.
Kill the guy.
Does Lafcadio keep any potions like visibly on him?
No, he doesn't have any either.
Okay, then I don't feel as bad.
He has a bottle of rum, so
I'll need that after at his funeral.
Right.
So I am going to dash towards the Goliath. Let me make sure the math is right on that. Yep. And I'm going to fire a crossbow at him.
Okay.
And because I have Nos near him, is it at advantage or just regular because of his tattoos?
You don't get advantage for an attack. You just, if you have an ally within 5 feet, you can add your sneak attack.
Okay.
You're at disadvantage because he's not taking any damage this time.
Okay.
Hit him anyway. Just
That would be a 17.
That's gonna miss.
son of a bitch.
That's me, Allie. The gal that can't hit anything.
It's a big Goliath. Of course, it's gonna be tough to hit.
Allie, you got 2 shots. Take another shot.
I have 2 shots?
Where did that voice come from?
From beyond the grave.
I will take another shot, I guess. I did not know I could
Does
do.
she? I don't think she does.
Yeah, I don't think I do.
As a
As
crossbow
she-
expert, if you make an attack with a one-handed weapon, you get a bonus attack with your.
Oh, you're right.
Sure.
Yeah, and it is a one-handed weapon.
If
I
you
will
want to
take a
use
second.
your bonus action, but did you not dash to get up to that point?
No, that was just my regular 30 movement speed.
Oh, okay.
It's
fair
It's
enough.
flavor.
Yeah.
Flavor.
I will take a second attack. Ooh. That would be a 22.
22. Shield.
Ah!
This guy's a big bad. Anything else from you? That is your move, action,
yeah,
and bonus
that is.
actions.
I'm good.
Right, Lafcadio, I need a death saving throw from you, please.
4.
That is 1 failure. If you would have but surrendered, you would not have to watch your friend die.
It's not in me.
He stands there and uses his action. You see him just kind of squeeze and pull on the lightning. A blast of energy connects with this stream that still connects Kale. And Kale automatically takes an extra d12 of damage, which is therefore an automatic failed death save.
Just one though, right?
Just 1.
All right.
Just 1. Because he's not
Okay.
making a melee attack.
It'll
However,
start
that was
your
his
heart back
action
up.
to do that. He is going to use Quicken Spell. Again, he's running out of abilities to do this. To then cast another spell as a bonus action. And in this case, it's going to be a nice high level Chaos Bolt.
Is that a first level or higher spell?
It's higher.
So, in which bolt a first level or higher spell also?
He cast it in the last turn, and he's holding concentration on it this time.
Checks out.
The way that Witch Bolt works, when Witch Bolt connects, it creates a permanent. As long as he uses an action to deal damage to you, and doesn't use an action to do anything else, he keeps the connection. So
Okay.
he's using sorcery points to use bonus actions to do the damaging attacks. So
Fair.
there's he has disadvantage on this ranged spell attack, I believe. Warcaster doesn't give him doesn't nullify that, does it? No,
No.
it doesn't. So he will make this at disadvantage at Nos. That's a 25 at disadvantage.
Jesus.
All right. With this Chaos Bolt, he rolls 2d8 to find out what damage type we have. We have a 5 and a 3, so we have fire and lightning. Now, because he cast a spell that deals lightning damage, and he is a storm sorcerer, you'll take extra damage as well. So, let me roll. Is 2d8 plus 1d6 plus an extra 1d6 per damage for the higher spell slots.
Mm-hmm. And if you get two of the same number on your d8s, then it jumps.
But he didn't.
Yeah, that was... Yeah.
And he was looking heavily wounded?
Oh, yeah. Like, if you hit him, finish this off.
Well,
Oh,
he would
man,
stop casting
sure,
shield.
yeah,
Game
sure
right
would
here.
be nice to hit him for one.
So,
Too bad he'll shield me next turn.
against Nos, that'll be 34 points of lightning. Actually, sorry, 40 because he is a storm sorcerer and you're within 10 feet of him.
He got me.
Are you now unconscious as well? Alright. The archer focusing on Wampum. Did we lose Graham?
I'm still here.
Okay. I lost your camera. That is a 14 to hit Wampum.
Nope.
16 to hit Wampum.
Nope.
Okay. Kale, as the archer fires his shots, it's going to back up a little bit away from the screaming dwarf. Kale.
That would be a big 9.
So that is 2 failed death saves from Kale.
Mm-hmm.
It's not looking good. Nos, I need a death save from you.
It's been so long since I've been in this predicament. I have to find where it is again. There you go.
Roll a d20.
12.
Okay, so that is 1 success from you. The Blackguard guy is dead. Wampum. Nos has dropped. And the big Goliath, scary fellow is just
Close.
lording over her. His tattoo's dancing.
Let's see.
Hit him with your hammer.
So, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet to there. And he's within 40.
Nope.
I'm on a throw.
Looks like he's 45, actually.
Yeah, I'm throwing at disadvantage because it's I have up to 60 feet,
Okay.
but over 20 is disadvantage.
Word.
I
Okay.
hope it hits.
You already had disadvantage anyway because the Displacer Cloak tattoos are working, so it doesn't matter.
15. I do have 1 die left.
Okay.
And that's an 8 on top of that, so it's a 23 to hit.
23. That's going to hit. Go ahead and roll the damage.
And that's 14 points of damage.
He's not quite dead. Go ahead and swing again.
Did you do extra damage from the precision?
No.
No, because it improves the attack roll.
And the next attack is going to miss with a 15.
You don't have disadvantage on the next attack. Did that matter?
Oh, yes.
Sorry, you do still have disadvantage because the range
Yeah,
distance matters.
Oh,
So-
then no. Then it's 15.
That's going to miss.
Does he need to make maybe a con save for Witch Bolt?
Yeah, he needs to roll against the 14. Alright, so con save from him. He is a warcaster, so he has advantage on this.
Oh, the bitch bastard.
And he has a +9 to his con because he's a Goliath.
Fail.
I'm just going to put it out. I had a lot of fun building this guy.
Thanks. That makes us feel so much better.
Good, good. I enjoyed this. All right, 23. So I think that succeeds the con save. So he keeps hold of Witch Bolt. All right. Anything else from you, Wampum?
I'm going to yell at the Goliath. Me and you. Let's go.
Roll an intimidation check.
Intimidation is going
Don't scare
to be. That's straight 11.
He's holding firmly to that witch bolt. All right, we are on Allie.
All right, Allie is going to storm up to him, reloading her crossbow, fire the first one, reload, and fire the second one.
Okay.
And no
He
disadvantage.
has taken damage, so no disadvantage.
All right, 25 on the first one, and that would be a 17 on the second one.
Okay. Roll the damage for the 25.
All right, and that would be a 1d6. Sorry, I have to go back. 1d6 plus 4. That would be a 6 plus 4, which is 10.
Right. As this bolt flies forward, it gets caught up in the storm of that's just around him. You can tell that he is the reason why the weather has gone bad. Something about his nature. As it gets caught up, it looks like it's going to miss, but then it just starts picking up speed as it spins around and around him, and then right in the throat. He drops. The witch bolt connecting him to Kale also drops.
Nice shot, Allie.
As he's gurgling out blood, I'm going to turn around and point. I'm not even looking. I'm going to point towards the archer, and I'm going to say, surrender, it's over. And then I'm going to stomp up over to the Goliath, and I'm going to stomp on the coral right on his throat.
Okay, how much damage did you deal, by the way?
10 damage. And then I didn't roll for the second one.
Okay. As you approached... Yeah, he's dead. All right. So, that's what you do. Lafcadio, I need a death saving throw from you, please.
17.
17. Okay, so that is 2 successes from Lafcadio, I believe.
1 success.
1 success? Okay. What did you roll on the last one?
4.
Oh, so you're about even. All right. He's dead. So we're out of that. The archer, though, isn't going to give up. Still gonna keep targeting at Wampum. But she's got quite a bit of a range, so she's also gonna move back 30 foot and then fire at Wampum. That's an 18 to hit.
Nope. I just put my shield up and it bounces off.
Right, and then the second one is worse than that, so that'll fail. Kale, I need a death saving throw from you.
I rolled a 1.
The life falls from Kale's eyes as Kale's body failed to hold his own, and Kale is dead.
Later, chumps.
Nos, I need a death saving throw from you. So that is 2 successes for you.
Mhm.
Okay. Wampum, what are you doing?
I'm looking all over. Where's the archer at? She's still there?
She's still there. But she did move back 30 foot. So let me actually boost the map a little bit. Let's back. There we go.
Alright. I am going to walk over to Lafcadio, and I have a potion of regular healing. And I'm going to lift up his neck, open his jaw. I hope this brings you back.
Now that was a potion that you purchased, right? Not one
Yes,
that you were given.
Yes,
Okay.
it was the 50 gold.
Fair enough. All right, so roll 2d4 plus 2.
Rolling 2. Modifier 2. So it's a total of 8 points back.
Anything else from you, Wampum? That's your action to do that.
Right. And then my movement, I'm going to move. Let me see. I was there. I'm going to move 10 feet closer to the to the archer, and I'm going to tell Lafcadio, go get the others up. They be falling.
Okay.
Right.
Ali.
That would be me. All right.
Cool.
I don't know that Kayla's dead.
Nope.
And I am going to... Let's see. Am I able to assist on a saving throw for death? Or do I have to take a healing? Or
If you have some way to cause a person to have any sort of help on a saving throw, yes. But just simply using the help action doesn't do that.
Okay, so like using cloth to like staunch a wound. Okay.
You could attempt a medicine check.
Yeah, I'm not going to try that. I know how to cause wounds, not how to heal them.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go towards the archer, and I'm going to do my 30. And then if I do a dash, I can move, what, 60?
Dash just allows you to move a second time.
Okay.
So it doubles your speed. So 60
Yeah, that's
would be
what I
your
have to
move
do.
and dash.
Yeah, so I'm going to move and dash.
All right. Action.
Fire the crossbow. I think I'm in range. Let's see. 35 feet, just outside of it.
Okay.
All right, so disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Go ahead and launch that shot.
A 18 and a natural 20.
So the 18 is going to hit.
1d6 plus 4. That's 5 whole damage.
Okay. Anything else from you?
I am going to use my cunning action to try and hide behind some shrubberies.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
That would be a 19.
19. Okay. Life cardio, what are you going to do?
So I received the direction to get other folks up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going, with my action, I will grab my Rod of the Pact Keeper and use it to get a spell slot back.
Okay.
With my movement, I will move 30 feet over to...
So you need to spend half your movement standing up.
Right. Oh,
Because you were down.
I'll use my feline agility to double my movement speed. And get over to Kale. And then with whatever actions I have left, I will start searching his body for the diamond that I know he acquired.
It'll be an action to do, and you used an action to use your Pact Keeper, so it'll have to be next turn.
All right.
Okay.
Don't you give up on me, Kale! You stay with me!
Okay. Continuing to keep its distance, the archer is now actually going to see... Yeah. It's going to launch a shot at Life Cardio.
Since I'm on the ground, I'm prone. Just because I'm...
Did you drop prone?
Obviously, I'm putting my hands on his chest, saying, stay with me, Kale.
Okay. If you knocked yourself prone, then the attack is going to... Okay. That is a 21 to hit Wampum.
Oh, well, okay.
Wampum does hit.
Okay. That is 21 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Okay. Second attack will be a 14 to hit, so I'm assuming that misses.
That misses.
Okay. Still keeping her distance. She's already moved 30 foot. All right. Kale is dead. Sorry. Nos, can I have another death saving throw from you, please?
Sorry.
I bad.
All right, that is going to be a 12. That is the third successful
That's 3
save.
successes. You are stabilized. Wampum.
Alright. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And what is that distance? That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. She's out of my range. So I am going to double my movement. 5, 10,
Okay.
15, 20, 25 will get me to there.
Okay. Ali?
That's me. I will continue my way after them. I'm going to head to the north to cut off if they were trying to run that way. And I'm going to fire 2 shots at her.
Okay.
All right. Disadvantage? Oh, no, I'm at 30 feet.
You're at 30 foot, so you don't have disadvantage anymore.
And am I stealth?
Against her passive?
From the 19 from...
Yes, you were stealthed.
Okay.
So advantage on the first shot, but not the second.
17 and a 13.
So that's going to hit.
All right. And sneak attack. So we'll do the 1d6 for the regular attack first, which is a 3 plus a 4.
Okay.
So 7, and then my 5d6 is 5, 8, 11, 12, 14 damage.
Okay. She's
And then-
looking heavily wounded.
And then cutting action, I'm gonna slink around the tree and try to hide again.
Didn't you take 2 shots?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you take 2 shots and still have a cunning action?
Oh, if I can't do that, then I would not have a cunning action, I guess. Crossbow
I should have
reload.
remembered it last turn.
It's okay. On me.
No. We both missed it. All right. Life cardio.
Right, so I'm looking for this diamond.
Okay.
Wait.
Kale, where do you keep your diamond?
Bag of holding.
So, you put your hand in the bag of holding, you think, diamond, diamond,
Diamond!
diamond.
Give me the diamond!
You use your action, out comes the diamond.
Right. You wait 6 more seconds, Kale. I gotcha.
All right, it is the archer's turn. So, you're still prone.
Clearly.
All right, she's going to try it. She'll have disadvantage on the attack. Because you're
Womp
prone.
'em, swat at it with your warhammer as it passes.
That's a natural 1. The arrow just flies off wild.
Praise Timora!
Do you mind? Crikey.
She'll focus again, really aiming in for the spot. That's a 14. I think that misses you.
Also misses. Rude!
But
Very rude!
But it's clear her intent is to kill. Right. Then she'll move a little bit more. So go there. Right. Nos, you're stabilized. Wampum.
15, 20, 25. How do you measure the distance?
You hit the
So-
little ruler on the left-hand side.
Yeah, ruler tool on the left. You are currently 55 foot away from her.
Okay,
So
I
you
am
can
going.
attack at disadvantage.
Yep, I'm going to attack her at disadvantage. That is a 21 to hit.
That's going to hit.
For
Gotta
13
love-
points of
Yeah, go ahead.
13 points of damage.
15. That's going to hurt. She drops to one knee.
You need to stop firing. And I'm going to my second attack. I'm sorry, I didn't do it at disadvantage. That was a 19, but let me roll it again.
Roll another one.
Take the lower, and that's only a 12.
It's going to miss. Okay. Ali.
All right.
Allie, finisher.
And crossbow, firing at once.
Okay. Just straight up shot.
Straight up shot. That would be a 24.
That'll hit.
All right. For a whole whopping 7 damage. And then I will... So she seems pretty fixated on the Lafcadio. I'll fire again at her.
Okay, roll that attack.
Thanks, mate.
18 plus 8, 26.
That doesn't hit. But the reason why it doesn't hit is because her body has already fallen to the ground before you use that attack. As she hits, she's dead. There's no other opportunity or chance for any additional deaths. So we're going to drop out of the initiative order at this point. You guys can act freely.
I quickly head over towards Nos, my wings unfurling those bat-like wings, and I fly up above the trees towards where Nos had fallen.
Lafcadio, what are you doing with that diamond?
I'll cast Revivify.
Okay. Sucked back. Is this the second time, Kale?
I think so.
No,
No?
I think
Kale's not
Before-
died before.
not
No.
in this campaign.
Okay, fair enough. Cool. So, sucked back from wherever your soul would have been in that short span of time, you wake up, wide awake, 1 hit point. Oh,
Kale, mate. Sorry I had to use that diamond.
Why?
Cardio, stop talking. Get me girl up.
I'm tapped out, mate.
Kill sits up at a perfect 90-degree angle. He's just... What's up? What's going on? What happened?
I think we're safe. That archer keeps on shooting bleeding arrows at us. But I think we're good.
She ain't shooting no more.
Okay.
Nos
I
is
may
still
have
down
accidentally killed her.
Nos is still down over there.
He looks over at Nos and he just says, "Hey, get up. You're fine." And he casts Healing Word.
that's the word. Up.
Get up. Why did I roll a d20? That's not how Healing Word works. You get 8 health.
Just bolt right up and be like, Kale! Where's Kale? Kale!
Yeah, hello.
Oh, thank Timora.
Hey, everybody, could everybody just come over here, please? Team meeting, team huddle.
Can we take their stuff just in case they're faking their death?
Just drag the body.
Oh,
Just-
okay. I'm gonna grab the staff from
Kale!
the downed Goliath and just start rummaging through his stuff.
I don't care what Kale's mannerisms have been recently. I just wrap him in this huge bear hug.
Okay.
Wampum will drag the archer back to our area.
As Allie as I see Wampum dragging the archer with like the quarrel stuck in her head, she just kind of gives a thumbs up at Wampum and she's like, "You and me, we did it."
Are you okay? Are you
Yeah.
alright?
Yep. We'll all be a lot better in a minute. Just
I'll lighten up.
please stop.
Gentle touches now.
And then he will go ahead, once everybody gathers together, he'll sit cross-legged and start just saying prayers for a while, and for the next 10 minutes he'll be doing that while he casts Prayer of Healing at 5th level on everybody.
Okay. So, how much healing does that give everyone?
Yeah, I'm working on that. That one. Gonna be 5d8. 5, 10, 16, 21.
All right, so everyone gets 21 hit points back. As you relax from the battle and lick your wounds, collect the loot, start preparing for the night that is dark, You are all a little hurt, but we're going to end the session there. We'll see everyone next week on Half Right Heroes as we continue this. It's pretty horrific evening, and we deal with the resurrection of Kale. Join us next week. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.